Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome in everybody, and thanks for joining me tonight. I did not even know what for the first time in a long, long time. I'm like, I don't even know what to do it on. And there's so many things to focus on, but that's obviously not what I've been doing. I've been trying to stick to topic, but it's been impossible. So I figured we'd just kind of have an open mic night or something. Um, I scheduled last minute, again, because I couldn't figure out what to do it on, and then I was like, "But I wanna meet with everybody. I wanna congregate." Okay. I wanna connect with my community because, y'all, we've been through the damn ringer again, or some more, or I don't know, is it ever ending, or is it just continuous, you know, doo-doo show? I don't know. It's just crazy. And true crime is true, so we can never forget how true crime is. I just wish the person that this is quoted from, I wish that she would catch the freaking drift, you know? Somebody needs to go let her know. Oh, nicely. Anyways, so I don't know. What do y'all wanna talk about? We're just gonna live stream and chill. It's kinda like Netflix and chill, except minus the the fees and stuff. So what do you guys have questions about? I'm not saying I have the answer, but we'll try and find it together. Just kinda wanted to meet with you guys and understand, I guess, what's going on. Um, or because I don't even know what to make of everything. It's, like, so weird. It's so weird. It just feels so gross and icky. Icky. Sorry, I don't have makeup on. I took a shower and I'm like, "Yeah, no." Uh, so I look like, Carrot Top minus the red hair. Thank you, genuinely, Gina. I I don't know any other way. I don't know. But thank you. I feel like I've gone to counseling before, and she told me that I was resilient, you know? And I mean, I think we all are. We all just kind of have to roll with the punches, and it can either squash you down and, take over of your life, or some of us don't have that option, to sit there and let I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answers to that, but it just seems like the only option. Salty says, "I have questions. Lauren and John are a transactional couple." Yeah, it seems like it definitely seems like Lauren uses, I mean, and weaponizes. I think Lauren, in my opinion, weaponizes everything. Everything. It sounds so reminiscent of my aunt, Lori, my former aunt. What's wrong? Check my email. I think you'll find it important. I am horrible at checking email. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." It's just not in my face like a text message or something. And I'm horrible about checking text messages too. I turned like a long time ago, I'm gonna go check. I turned my messages actually, I turned all my notifications off so long ago because I know me, and I'm very ADD, and I can be at times, especially, while I'm trying to get something together, or if I'm screen recording something, so that I can clip it, edit it down. And so many times I had to redo things because the banner thing would fly up or the ding, from notifications. So I turned them off one day. And so I go and check periodically just to kind of see if anybody has text or anything. Let's see. Oh no. It said not responding. I'm like, oh great, here we go. What the hell? I don't know what the thing is with my computer lately. I do have the hard drive. And yeah. I don't know. I must not be doing something right. So, is it from you, I'm assuming? I'm assuming. Let me turn that off. Quit straining my computer. Um, who sent that to me? Sips of Coffee? Is it you that, is that what you emailed me under, Sips of Coffee? Or, uh, I don't know what to look under. I'm assuming the one with the exclamation points. Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, it has to be you. Okay. Alright, thank you. Thank you, Sips of Coffee. Let's see. She sent me 2 links, or they sent me 2 links. Let's see what we have here. It's a story, and it says, "Utah mom Alicia Seymour allegedly abducted her 4 children to Europe, fearing end times were coming." Oh my god. 'Tis the season, right, I guess? Shit. That is so alarming to me. I mean, just it's the same time of year. Yikes. Hold on, I'm gonna, I'll share my screen so you guys can know what the heck I'm talking about. This is wild. I mean, just the headline, I don't even it's like I feel like I don't even have to go further because let's see if it changed my aspect. Okay, it did. Okay. Utah mom Alicia Seymour allegedly abducted her 4 children to Europe, fearing end times were coming. This is published December 28th, 2025, and this is US News, New York, I'm sorry, yeah, New York Post. Uh, Here, let me grab the link while I'm right here, and I'll post it in the chat. And there it is in the chat. Does it have a video? Nobody wants to see that douchebag right there. Oh my god. Can you imagine if Dr. John would evaluate, oh, EpiPen, Epstein? Okay, here we go. I mean, I'm not, I mean, just by first glance, I'm not seeing the typical Utah, or, and I'm not trying to say it in a slur way or anything, but there's a look, okay? Especially Mormon. There's always a Mormon look, it seems, but I'm not seeing that really. But, the night is still young. A crazed Utah mother allegedly abducted her 4 children and took them to Europe, fearing the end times were near, as her ex-husband fights to bring the youngsters back home. Surveillance footage captured Alicia and Seymour boarding a one-way international flight to Croatia. What the heck? That's very specific. Not really a destination vacation, with the 4 youngsters in tow at Salt Lake City International Airport on November 30th, according to ABC4. The Delta Airlines flight was bound for the Balkan country with a stop in Amsterdam, right? I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Poor babies. Mm. And that's Alicia and Seymour with her ex-husband, Kendall, and their 3 children in an updated photo before she allegedly abducted the kids and flew to Europe on November 30th. I mean, there's a 4th kid, right? The 35-year-old mother, who is believed to be somewhere in Europe, shares partial custody of the children with her 2 ex-husbands. I've done that. Officials only realized Seymour and the children were missing when she missed work and stopped answering messages, which led to a welfare check at her home on December 2nd. The same day, Seymour left a voicemail with one of the fathers saying that she was with the children in France, where she planned to secure permanent residence because the end times were near, the outlet reported. So just with that logic right there, I'm thinking, are they not going to reach reach France or Croatia or New Amsterdam? Uh, is it just here in Utah, or is it the whole? What is end times? So that's just one of those things where you're just like, okay, it's just out there. Seymour's ex-husband, Kendall Seymour, has accused her of abducting their children overseas. Quote, "To put it bluntly, my kids have been abducted overseas by their mother," unquote. Her ex-husband, Kendall Seymour, wrote on GoFundMe. Quote, my ex-wife flew to Europe, kidnapping all 3 of my children and her 4th child from another dad. We didn't learn until Tuesday, December 2nd, that anyone was missing, unquote. Kendall Seymour wrote on GoFundMe. Surveillance footage captured Alicia and Seymour boarding a one-way international flight to Croatia with the 4 youngsters in tow at Salt Lake City International Airport. And cameras are everywhere, man. I've learned that. Seymour allegedly forged passport. That ain't good. I wonder if she knows Lauren's attorney. Just wonder. I know. It's disgusting people do this, but allegedly forged passport documents for the children in order to board the international flight. That's not good. That's not a good thing. The children range between the ages of 3 and 11. Kendall Seymour shares the 3 oldest with his ex-wife. They have been identified as Landon Hall Seymour, who turned 11 on December 13th. Oh. Levi Parker Seymour, 8, Hazel Ray Seymour, 7, and Jacob Kurt Brady, 3. The Utah Department of Public Safety issued an endangered and missing advisory for the children on December 10, listing Seymour as the abductor after leaving her car at the airport and fleeing the country. I mean, who's she been hanging around? The worried father alleged Seymour had forged passport documents for the children and left a note, quote, dictating a delusional message from God, unquote, that promised she would be in Italy by Christmas. Okay, so what? And left a note dictating a delusional message. Okay, so God was like, hey, you're going to be in Italy by Christmas. Make it happen, Captain. And she's like, yes, sir. That's delusional. That's something's wrong here. Okay. A to-do list was also left behind at her house. Well, I mean, that's not going to help her if she doesn't take the list with her. Although I write a list and then I remember everything that I wrote because I always leave my list at home. So there's that. But okay, so seemingly reminding Seymour to shred paperwork, destroy identifying photos, throw away phone, purchase prepaid phone, unquote. Oh my God. This reminds me of the Thibodeau thing too. Hold on, I got to rub my head profusely because it's just like, what is this? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry. Seymour has since been charged with 4 counts of custodial interference, a 3rd-degree felony, according to the Utah State Legislature. A temporary emergency protective order and a no-bail arrest warrant were issued for the mother. The FBI is assisting the local police with the investigation, and Kendall Seymour hopes the state warrant is turned into a federal warrant that would allow Interpol to create an arrest warrant for the mother. Quote, hopefully the next step is I get a phone call that she's been found, and then I can fly out and find the kids. As soon as that happens, me and my fiance, we're going to drop everything and go get them, unquote. Oh, poor babies. This little girl looks so familiar. It's weird. Yeah. So here's the kids with their ages and their names. Well, 3. Well, no, that's all 4. The younger one, I guess, is this one. Yeah. Sure. I don't know what game that is, but okay. Yeah, I mean, it's irrelevant, but I'm just like, it looks like, I don't know. He started the fundraiser so he could fly to Europe to pick the kids up to, quote, minimize the trauma, unquote, once his ex-wife is arrested. Quote, any funds received in excess of flight costs will go towards therapy needed because of this traumatic experience, unquote. The GoFundMe read. Quote, my genuine hope is that the kids are found quickly and we can pick them up while they still think they're on a vacation. Quote, if we can be there to get them ASAP after mom is arrested, they will feel safer and will not suffer as much wondering what is going to happen to them, to their mom, and to their future, unquote. Kendall Seymour said. She hasn't been located, but the FBI has good people working on it who love their job, and working together with family connections will get the kids home as soon as possible, unquote. A family lawyer believes the at large mother could face serious legal problems when she is found. Quote, she's chasing 4 felony counts, assuming this is the first time this has happened. And if she has some mental health problems, then she is likely not looking at any jail time at all, unquote. Marco Brown told ABC4. What I think is more likely is they get the kids back to the United States, and if they share 50-50 custody, then he, Kendall Seymour, the dad, goes and modifies the custody. So he gets the majority of it and holds the kids' passports, unquote. Um, Comments. I'm surprised they allow the children to cross a border to a new country without a letter from the other parent giving permission. I have traveled with my children's friends whose parents are divorced, and I was asked to provide such a letter. Well, I mean, I, according to Lauren Matthias, then people can create these letters. So she can only stay 90 days in Croatia without a visa. Altering passports is a felony. The article doesn't mention the nationality of the mother, but if it is US, then she can't stay permanently in any European country. Yes, America yes, America, most all foreign countries have immigration laws which they enforce. Okay. One parent should not be allowed to ever take children abroad without written consent of the other parent. The ex-husband should get full custody, not majority custody. She should repay all previous child support and pay him child support. I've had to pay child support, although never receiving child support. Yeah. Wild, huh? You think a custody or to think a custody order or any type of legal document stops people from doing these things? Of course not. Protective orders are broken within seconds of being issued. I agree. I agree with that. That's been it's like tell me not to, not me, but tell them not to, and it's like a challenge or something. Sorry, I'm just this is how I learn things. If the end times are coming, I'd rather write it out in the USA rather than Croatia. Just saying. Really, you need to get out of the house more. Croatia has a fantastic coast. Oh my gosh. They aren't allowed, but she did it anyways. So, okay, so that's that article. Sorry. Let me see what y'all are saying. What's up with that? That is so reminiscent of Lori, except I'm trying to think of I don't remember her saying anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here like calling through my files in my mind, and I'm just like, it was just kind of implied. Hi, sweetie. I sent you some research, but you never opened it. I am so proud of you. Let me know what you want me to research. Thank you. Is it in my email? Because I just now opened it. I mean, I just now cracked open my email. Yeah, I wouldn't think, I mean, especially if you're not reporting, like I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want it done to me. I know, like Kylie, I've been worried about you too, girl. Kylie Cosmos. I know today's Sunday, and hopefully your baby girl came back home to you today and you wrapped your arms around her and won't let her go. But I understand. I mean, it's a very frustrating situation, but imagine what it's like for the kids. So I always try to just make it just not explosive, like just try and make it as calm as possible for the children. If you can. I know sometimes it's impossible to avoid, especially when you're dealing with an explosive ex-spouse or something, but try and do kid exchanges, like, in a public place. To me, that's just makes a lot of sense. I mean, especially if there are allegations. Think about Joe Ryan, whenever he went to pick Kylie up that one time, or not pick her up, but he went to go have, like, a visit, a custody visit at like one of those places in Texas where they expedite it. And, Alex attacked him after the visit. And it's like, oh my gosh. So they were actually at a place where it was designated by the court. and these things still happen, you know? But go to a police station, exchange your kids there. I mean, I don't know. It's wild. Just be careful. Be hyper vigilant, but try not to be a drama queen on top of the drama, already. Yes, I know. I know. It sucks, but it's like again, I never forced mine to pay child support. It was just like, "Hey, just be a good dad. Just be there for him. That's it." But then whenever, there was the 6 years of estrangement, um, it's like he was just trying to punish, which whatever. If paying child support for my child it wasn't punishment to me, but it just seems like that's what he weaponized it is what I'm saying. But I did it with a smile on my face, because that's the least I can do for my child. But it's different when they're living off the government. All the things, Just saying. There is no right way to do it. Just try to do it the best with minimal damage for the kids, Try not to, because I mean, it traumatizes them. It makes them feel numb, I'm sure, and maybe dissociated, like, I don't know. It's gotta be. I can only imagine. I mean, I've gone through, my parents divorced, and it was wild, okay? It was very uncomfortable. That's why I laugh a lot in uncomfortable situations because I kind of did that to just break up the intense emotion that was going on, and it was just uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, and it sucks. Actually, I'm about to start crying a little bit. Okay, let's continue. Let's go on because oh, let me pull up this other one that she sent. It might be the same. Okay, this one has a video though. Let me switch to here and then change my aspect real quick. All right, let me grab this link too and send it in the chat. Let's see. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. You just getting here, Michelle? Glad you're here. Glad you're here, lady. Two birds. My kid's dad disowned our daughter when she came out as gay. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for your daughter and for you. I can't imagine. Just love, man. It doesn't have to come with like, people don't realize it. It's not conditional. And so love is weaponized too, It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna love you, but only if you do what I want you to do and my expectations, and you have to conform to that or you're out." Thank you, 97 Trinity. And, Krista, right. It's so funny that Jolene, um, even brought that up, because it's just one of the songs that it sounds so similar to my name. I'm not trying to, I didn't think I was self-important or anything, but under Krista. So it was funny when she did that because I was like, "Oh my God." And another one was from oh, what's the name of the band? It's Lightning Crashes. It's oh crap. But the way he sings it, he lightning crasher. And I'm like, "Oh, he says crasher, lightning crasher. If you didn't know, now you know." Just kidding. Live, I think is the name of the band. Live. It was back in the 90s. The 90s. Alright. Did I not put this in the chat? Probably not. Let's see. I put it in the chat now. Hey, Huggy Bear. I'm making my intro song, right? I need one that I don't have to trim off though every time. But I'll do it. Like I said, I was watching Jay Every Day with Jay. She plays these at the beginning and end pretty much, and so I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's how she does it," and she just trims them off. I never monetize my streams right away. It's always way after the fact. I still haven't done it from last week. Um, I'm happy to see hey, Fancy Nancy. I'm happy to see you too. Yes. Oh, and I think, I'm pretty sure that we're still gonna do a, New Year's Eve, I don't want a special, I don't know what you call it, just a dual stream, multi-stream, um, me with Everyday with Jay. So, I hope to see you guys there. Just be on the lookout for that coming up, that to be scheduled. I'll follow her suit 'cause she's better at scheduling, right? Hey, Dr. Vonda K. Hey, Shimo. Happy 2025 or well, happy 2025, yes, and then happy 2026 coming in, right? Y'all, I graduated in 1996. That's been 30 whopping years ago. I'm like, "Oh my god, this feels so weird." It feels so weird. I still don't know what I wanna be when I grow up. Right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so let's get to this. I'm gonna play this. Utah father fears for children's safety after mother flees to Europe. December 20th. Again, y'all, this is the same damn time. December 20th. This is the same. Oh my god, it's like a repeat as whenever JJ and Tylee, when it became real, when it became a situation and a scary one at that.
I just want the kids to be found.
Right now, a father is desperate to have his kids back for the holidays after their biological mother took them and believed to be in Europe now. An emergency protective order in effect tonight and a warrant for the West Jordan mother's arrest.
News specialist Garna Matthias spoke with the father of 3 of the children. Garna, are police any closer to finding them?
Yeah, great question tonight. West Jordan police tell me that they are doing everything they can. Now, we did speak with the father of the 3 oldest children, Kendall Seymour, and he tells us that he believes the mother took advantage of the time she had with the kids during the Thanksgiving break to vanish.
November 24th or 5th, I dropped them off to school for their mom's custody time, and that was it. It's been 3 weeks now.
3 weeks since Kendall Seymour has heard from his children. West Jordan police suspect their mother took them to Europe in violation of their joint custody agreement.
They really blindsided me. She has no family in Europe. As far as I know, no contacts out there.
Kendall says the children's babysitter alerted him something was off.
A phone call from their babysitter on the 2nd who said, "Hey, Kenny, where are your kids? They didn't come to my daycare today."
According to charging documents, 35-year-old Alicia Ann Seymour recently discussed obtaining passports and leaving the country, expressing concerns about biblical events and the end of times. Police also found a notebook containing plans to shred documents, discard phones, and take passports. On November 29th, they believe she boarded a one-way flight with all 4 children bound for Amsterdam and ending in Croatia. On December 2nd, she claimed to be in France because, quote, the end times were coming.
I didn't know about any of these ideas of hers until a couple weeks ago. She thinks Salt Lake is going to be destroyed, and she's trying to get the kids to safety. My only hope is that she is motivated to protect them. Is concerning that she's not in the right mind.
Authorities are concerned about Alicia's mental stability, citing witness accounts about emotional breakdowns and hallucinations. Tonight, Kendall's only hope to bring the children home safely.
I would just tell them I love them and I want to see them for Christmas.
And Alicia Seymour is charged with 4 counts of custodial interference. Those are 3rd-degree felonies. Now, West Jordan police tell us that at this point, they aren't ready to rule out any specific countries or locations in Europe. We'll have more information for you on our website with the names and pictures of the children. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Garna, thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. I think I just clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, I did. That's wild. Wild. I tell you. I'm like, who's her programmer? Okay. Who is she seeing for counseling? Who does she belong to the church? Does she not belong to the church? Did she belong to the church? Because it's look, we're just going to kind of compare and contrast a little bit just to kind of show you the theme that's going here. This was Blaze Thibodeau when he was missing, 16-year-old from Gilbert, same ward as Lori, Zalema, and Melanie. Okay.
16-year-old boy from Gilbert has been found safe after a
Oh,
desperate
I played the wrong one, and I played the wrong one first. Okay, hold on. No, I didn't. Okay. Let's see. Get back over there. All right, let's take it back from the top. Well, where's the I was looking for one. Well, there's Jared Brooks again. I mean, let me continue looking right here real quick. I'll play this while I continue looking.
I think 16-year-old boy from Gilbert has been found safe after a desperate search through Idaho and Canada last week. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for 12 News at 6. I'm Rachel McNeil.
I'm Jonathan McCall. Mark and Caribe are on assignment tonight. 12 News brought you breaking news Friday night when that boy's mother and uncle were both arrested near the Alaska-Canadian border. Spring Thibodeau and Brooke Hale are now both accused of custodial interference. Court records show they believed that they were chosen by God in a doomsday prophecy and tried to hide from loved ones.
12 News I-Team journalist Joe Dana is here now with other high-profile cases in Arizona tied to the religious belief. Joe?
Luckily, that teen involved is safe. You know, in a goodbye letter to the family last week, the uncle, Brooke Hale, wrote about the theology of his faith, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, commonly referred to as the Mormon Church. Hale also said he was specifically chosen by God for a special purpose. Authorities have heard that before.
Yeah. It was
A Gilbert
cited.
family split apart. A group of them skips town, taking a 16-year-old boy with them without telling the boy's father.
He is in no way a supporter of anything she's ever believed.
On Friday, before his son was found, Ben Thibodeau said his family members, including his wife, were delusional.
Getting into these dark topics has really corrupted them in a really horrible way.
A line that stands out in court records, especially.
I got to pause there because getting into these dark topics got them there. Okay, I've been looking in dark topics since 2019 when the kid's story went public. And I mean, even before that, but I didn't know how dark it was actually going to get. And I don't think that I'm not saying mind control is a hell of a thing, y'all. And I think that we are being very short-sighted if we are dismissing it as a conspiracy theory still. I mean, it's very apparent in our case with Tom Harrison and what he's been, you know, alleged to have done with like Tim Ballard. I can only imagine the same happened with Julie Rowe, Chad Daybell, and these were all prior. I mean, for sure, Chad and Julie were before my family was murdered. So, I mean, it's the most plausible thing that I've found thus far. Just, I don't know about this whole dark topic thing is what got him there. I don't think that's what, I mean, maybe, I don't know.
By God for a special purpose. Authorities have heard that before. A Gilbert family split apart. A group of them skips town, taking a 16-year-old boy with them without telling the boy's father.
He is in no way a supporter of anything she's ever believed.
On Friday, before his son was found, Ben Thibodeau said his family members, including his wife, were delusional.
Getting into these dark topics has really corrupted them in a really horrible way.
A line that stands out in court records, especially chilling, referring to another East Valley family. Quote, mother started forming beliefs in end-of-the-world scenarios, eerily similar to the well-publicized Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell saga, which culminated in murdered children.
These are people that who never been able to seek those extremist ideas in the past. So I think that they're just much more widely available.
Journalist Leah Sotilli writes about fringe religious ideologies in the Western U.S. and is author of a book about the Vallow-Daybell case, When the Moon Turns to Blood. Sotilli says there is a movement among some members of the LDS mainstream church to follow doomsday teachings not officially endorsed by the church in Salt Lake City.
So like Idaho, Utah, Arizona, there seems to be kind of this pipeline of conferences and authors and this culture that is very fringe, but kind of masquerades as mainstream.
That movement, she says, has grown in recent years because of the pandemic and political tensions. The teachings emphasize an impending apocalypse, the need to prepare with supplies, and the ability of lay church members to receive visions from God and angels. According to court records, in a letter to his family before disappearing last week, Brooke Hale wrote, I have been called to assist in preparing the way for his return. The things I have learned will not be taught at the pulpit in church.
And it certainly sounds like from everything that has been happening is that they were reading and talking about the exact same things that the Bundys, that Valo Daybell, that Tim Ballard were talking about. Things like the Davidic servant, visions of an apocalyptic, situation in America.
There was the armed standoff between the Bundy rancher family and the feds in 2016, lasting 40 days.
This can't happen anymore. This can't happen in America, and it can't happen in Harney County.
Arizona militia member Lavoy Finicum was killed by police and declared a martyr by followers.
Their, standoffs with the federal government were motivated by their interpretation of LDS scriptures.
More recently, author and activist Tim Ballard has been in the spotlight. Ballard portrays himself as an anti-sex trafficking crusader and launched a film about himself this past summer, Sound of Freedom. According to former associates of Ballard, he told them he received visions from a Book of Mormon prophet and has declared himself not just an activist, but a prophet figure for the end times. Ballard is now accused by 7 women who worked with him of sexual assault and misconduct. Former supporters also accuse him of misusing donations.
Where he, found footing for himself was on the very same set of prepper conferences in St. George, Utah, in Arizona, in Boise, Idaho, where people were getting together to talk about these ideas.
Ideas that portray the world in a stark contrast of good versus evil and motivate some to go to extremes. The LDS Church officially disavowed any association with Tim Ballard in September. Ballard denies any accusations of wrongdoing. The LDS Church discourages its members from affiliating with extremist organizations. The church did not respond for comment to this story. Joe Dana, 12 News.
Crap. Oh, I did not mean to do that. In his hand. Okay. Yeah, let's go over the documents real quick. Okay, because I'm pulling these screenshots up that I just found over the past couple days that kind of will tie this into what I believe is going on with, especially with the church. I don't know about this new situation, the new children that are missing, but yeah, just
is the motion for temporary emergency orders filed by the father of 16-year-old Blaze Thibodeau. This was filed right after Blaze was taken from his Gilbert home by his mother to Boise, Idaho. Documents even mentioned the Lori Vallow Chad Daybell saga that ended with multiple murders, saying the teen's mom formed similar beliefs about the end of the world several years ago. This is Blaze Thibodeau, a 16-year-old junior at Gilbert High School, now missing, believed to be with his mother, Spring Thibodeau, and 2 other family members. Blaze's father, Benjamin, talked with Nate Eaton of East Idaho News, saying the teen was taken by his mom. Blaze's 23-year-old sister, Abby Snar, followed as the family flew from Phoenix to Boise, Idaho, leaving Spring's car at the Sky Harbor Airport on October 23rd. Benjamin petitioned for sole custody of Blaze the next day. Court documents say Spring took her son out of state against his will as part of her end-of-the-world doomsday belief system.
They felt like they need to protect him, and they needed to take him to this undisclosed location where he would receive his calling and understand his role in the second coming and the Savior's return to the earth.
Benjamin's motion also says Spring's brother is the leader of the group that believes Blaze is the Davidic messenger prophesied in Scripture. Court documents reveal that Spring allegedly believes she is a prophetess, and the group thinks they have, quote, super elite chosen status as messengers of the last days.
She started spending significant amount of money on food prep. She was buying a lot of winter gear, even though we live in Arizona. She was buying tents. She was convinced that that the saints would have to gather in the last days up into the mountains, and she was preparing for that.
Exhibits filed by Benjamin's lawyer show a journal entry titled Questions for the Lord and asked, am I one of the witnesses who preaches with Blaze? And will I be asked to give my life? A second exhibit is a letter that Blaze's uncle allegedly wrote to his kids saying, quote, if you are reading this right now, it means that I am gone. I don't know where I'm going. I was not told. The FBI now involved as officials tell us that the family could be traveling to Canada with heavy snow gear, last known to be driving a white 2004 Lexus GX470 with dealer tags. Documents also tell us that Blaze strongly resisted his mom's alleged beliefs. If you've seen Blaze or his family, please contact FBI Phoenix or Gilbert Police. I'm Justin Lum for Fox 10 Investigates.
Oh, god dang, I keep hitting the wrong thing. Oh my gosh.
In my hands is the
Hold on.
motion for...
Stop. Okay. Hold on. I'm still looking for that screenshot. I mean, I just had it. I just need to put my hands on it because it's somebody from within the church complaining about Jody Stoddard and Mike Stroud. Mike Stroud was a huge influence in Lori and Chad Daybell's thing. And not to mention many others in and around this case. Who just maybe didn't do the extreme of murder. And I was like, oh yeah, I got to show them that. So this kind of gives I don't know if this is the same thing. Let's see, that we just watched or what. Let's see.
Emergency orders filed by the father of 16-year-old Blaze Thibodeau. This was filed right after Blaze was taken from his Gilbert home by his mother to Boise, Idaho. Documents even mentioned the Lori Vallow Chad Daybell saga.
Okay, just hang tight for a second.
Murders,
Sorry.
saying the teen's mom formed similar beliefs about the end of the world several years ago. This is Blaze Thibodeau, a 16-year-old junior at Gilbert High School, now missing, believed to be with his mother, Spring Thibodeau, and two other family members. Blaze's father, Benjamin, talked with Nate Eaton of East Idaho News, saying the teen was taken by his mom. Blaze's 23-year-old sister, Abby Snar, followed as the family flew from Phoenix to Boise, Idaho, leaving Spring's car at the Sky Harbor Airport on October 23rd. Benjamin petitioned for sole custody of Blaze the next day. Court documents say Spring took her son out of state against his will as part of her end-of-the-world doomsday belief system.
They felt like they need to protect him, and they needed to take him to this undisclosed location where he would receive his calling and understand his role in the second coming and the Savior's return to the earth.
Benjamin's motion also says Spring's brother is the leader of the group that believes Blaze is the Davidic messenger prophesied in Scripture. Court documents reveal that Spring allegedly believes she is a prophetess, and the group thinks they have, quote, super elite chosen status as messengers of the last days.
She started spending significant amount of money on food prep. She was buying a lot of winter gear, even though we live in Arizona. She was buying tents. She was convinced that that the saints would have to gather in the last days up into the mountains, and she was preparing for that.
So disturbing.
Exhibits filed by Benjamin's lawyer show a journal entry titled Questions for the Lord and asked, am I one of the witnesses who preaches with Blaze? And will I be asked to give my life? A second exhibit is a letter that Blaze's uncle allegedly wrote to his kids saying, quote, if you are reading this right now, it means that I am gone. I don't know where I'm going. I was not told. The FBI now involved as officials tell us that the family could be traveling to Canada with heavy snow gear, last known to be driving a white 2004 Lexus GX 470 with dealer tags. Documents also tell us that Blaze strongly resisted his mom's alleged beliefs. If you've seen Blaze or his family, please contact FBI Phoenix or Gilbert Police. I'm Justin Lum for Fox 10 Investigates.
All right. I don't know where it is at the moment.
I am willing to work with the prosecutor.
Okay. All right. I'm sure you are. Whomever you are. Oh, that's wild. That's so wild. Thank you for sending that to me. Sip of coffee, I think is your name. And then just how many, it's like a recurrent theme, you know? Two birds on a wire says, I emailed you a video that links Lauren's dad to certain people in the SRA groups. I have not. I remember you saying that. Let me go look. I'm sorry. It's like a stream about crush to check your emails because I suck at it. I know. Let's see. I'm glad y'all are reminding me. I just don't know y'all's, like the names or whatever, but I'm going to look. Incoming. All mail. Let's see. I'm going to type Lauren's dad. I don't know. Hopefully it'll pull something up. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my gosh. It's like ascending and not descending. Okay. No wonder. I'm sitting there like, what? I don't think that's a good keyword. SRA. I'll try that. No, let's see. I mean, I'm not seeing anything. Of course, I hate email. Let's see, I'll do yesterday, anytime. Let me do yesterday. Or no, I'll do it within a week. Let's see.
Krisha,
Yes.
it looks like that she said that David Levitt and Jovid Binion is in the subject.
Okay. All right. That'll help. Thank you. David Levitt. And I mean, I don't see anything even from a recent date. Let me make sure I don't have that in. Yeah, I have from any time. I'll say is unread. That's what I'm saying. It's like so much in here. It's not easy to just kind of spot. And I even use a different email than I do for the one for my for my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is treyhan.cresha1@gmail. And cresha0123@gmail is just I try to just keep that's more of the public one, that way I can kind of wrangle them in one spot. I mean, I just see a lot of stuff from Goel, about going live or not going live, but posting on Substack. And let me see. Let me look in my spam. Oh, okay. No wonder. I'm sitting here looking in my freaking Treyhan.Crush1. No, I don't know what happened. I was in the other one. All right, let's try this again. Okay, I went right to it. Goodness. Can't take her nowhere. Okay, hold on. Let me switch screens here. Hello, True Crime News. Let me make sure that I'm not, okay. I guess this is okay. I didn't even read the email. Let's see. Hold on. It took me off the screen. Okay. So she says, you might find this video interesting. LM's dad, Lauren's dad, name drops David Levitt. I cannot believe, I bet you crapped yourself. I mean, oh my God. I've seen this video. I just haven't watched it from beginning to end. So good catch. She says, Joseph Binion, also accused of being part of the ritual SRA, right? He's one of the alleged LDS Church of Satan punishers. Okay. That's wild. That's huge to me. To me, that screams why Lauren only covers so many things and why she said she was covering David. She was looking into David Hamblin. To me, she told me that in a text. And that's why she wouldn't, I believe. And that kind of controls the narrative in that sense, because if you're not going to explore it, but you're going to say you're exploring it, what good are you doing besides just knowing what the hell I'm looking into and just keeping the information at bay? It just pisses me off.
We're in progress. So I think we'll start, and
Let me click it over to YouTube. That way I can do a keyword search. I'll try that. Transcript. Show transcript. And Control F. And let's do David. Or let's not. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. I don't even know who this guy is. All right. Am I showing it? Okay. Making sure. This is wild. So this is where he's about to say David Levitt is down here.
Are going to actually take steps to see that their prosecutors are not overzealous, that there isn't any malicious prosecution like there was with Jameis. So I would say that, and exposing them too, because I think that if all you do is watch the news, which
Wait, let's go up. Let's go up.
I'm not sure. Jameis won't be able to probably read it.
Jameis is her dad.
Sure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your candor and sharing and the service you provided to others. I really have lots of questions, but the two, as you talk a lot about the prosecutors, not only in overreach with the prosecutions, but then being a part of the parole board, is there any recourse or any way that they can be held accountable for making other people's lives miserable when it's really not necessary?
So are they saying this is one of those people, what it sounds like, and I'm just butting in, so I don't really know. But it sounds right there, sounds like those people who want to hold the accusers accountable instead of really giving it a thorough investigation, into this. Take the demonic shit out of it. It is some really gross, depraved freaking abuse, child abuse, extreme. I'm talking even more extreme than what Ruby Frankie's children were found under. Okay. And I mean, I don't know if there were any sexual elements to that. I don't know if there was any prostitution to that. I'm just saying this is that. And it's been like 30, 40 years and it's never gotten in front of it's never had an appropriate adjudication process at all, period. There's always some technicality that they get out from under. Somebody doesn't turn something in on time and it never gets the legs that it needs, the traction. And it's bullshit. And we see it. I see it. And I'm over here in Louisiana. So it's like, come on. I don't even know. I'm bitching for no reason, maybe.
Ramon, you want to talk about that?
The only thing that comes to mind immediately, and this might not be the best answer, but the one thing that comes to mind immediately would be, so for example, in Utah County, right, you have, I can't remember his name right now, but he's the attorney that's in charge of the prosecution's office, right, here in Utah County.
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
And he's elected, right? I would think that one idea would be to put people in that position that are aware of these concerns, that are going to actually take steps to see that their prosecutors are not overzealous, that there isn't any malicious prosecution like there was with Jameis. So I would say that, and exposing them too, because I think that if all you do is watch the news, which in prison we watch the news a lot. In there, we realize just how biased it is, and how the public doesn't really get the whole story on a number of things that where we know the truth.
Yeah, there is what? There is the what's the name of the prosecutorial, the conviction review,
conviction integrity unit.
Yeah, the conviction integrity unit, and that is sprung up, and many of the counties have implemented this. There's a way to look at your conviction. It's a board mostly of citizens, and David David Levitt is the Utah.
There you go. Got it out.
County District Attorney, the governor's younger brother, and I've heard.
Yeah. But if y'all remember in Lauren's Mormon Stories podcast, thing, her and John were talking. Her and John DeLynn were going back and forth, and they were talking about how knowing John DeLynn's cousin George, and she said, well, it was implied, or they said it, that George was gay, and that Lauren was like, oh yeah, he lived with us. He died there. Okay. Apparently, allegedly at their house. Anyways, they talked about, hold on just one second. Let me pull that up. I'm getting excited now. Try not to. I don't know which one it is, but well, we got to click one to get the other. One or both. Hold on. Because they talked about right in my ear. She's always shh, 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 shh. God. I hate when it starts playing by itself. All right, let me control F here, and let me do George. Let's do George here, not St. George. Okay, so this is where, I'm about to play this. We're going to jump back and forth. And they talk about, I'm going to read it first. And at this point, before I jump into Prop 8, like as far as LGBTQ rights go, in high school, like before my mission, I had gay rights postcards in this frame in my bedroom. And then John says, did you know my nephew cousin George? I don't know. Nephew cousin? I don't know what that means. Parkinson, George lived with us, Lauren says. Yeah, I love George. She says, yeah. They went back and forth. So he was my cousin Brett's son. I think John says that. We'll find out here in a minute. Yeah. He was living with us when he passed away. We love George. Did you have a sense? Did he ever talk to you about being gay, or did you have a sense? Yeah, he was my little brother, Jameis, really good friend. Well, he ended up being a dear, dear family friend. And yeah, we knew and we loved him as we loved many others that we knew were growing up and were gay. And, the neighborhood I grew up in really embraced those that were gay. And in fact, I remember seeing you at George's funeral. Lauren tells John DeLynn that. You didn't know me then, but I remember that was in my ward building, and I came down, and we're jumping ahead now, but I remember how beautiful your cousin's speech was. Your cousin's speech was. I looked around and I saw Governor Levitt, was in there. Gordon Hinckley's son was in there. I'm mentioning Governor Levitt, because Governor Levitt, Michael Levitt, is David Levitt's brother. This is like a powerhouse over there in Utah and beyond. I mean, the former governor, Michael Levitt of Utah, he's now like ambassador of like 2 separate countries. I remember last time I looked at his wiki page. I mean, they're so hard to track and keep like a thumb on, because they're everywhere. They're always doing something and in everything. and I mean, hold on. I'm going to play this part. That way you don't have to hear my word, take my word for it. But let's play this.
Things were happening. Prop 8 was happening during this time. My dad had actually served his 5 months and was home during Prop 8. And it was before his federal charges and the federal sentencing. So he was home at that moment during Prop 8. And at this point, before I jumped to Prop 8, as far as LGBTQ rights.
She couldn't even say that right. She sounded like LGBTQ. It's both. Jameis is her dad's name, and Jameis is her brother that died's name too.
So in high school,
how you doing?
Before my mission, I had gay rights postcards in frames in my bedroom.
Did you know my nephew, cousin George Parkinson?
George lived with us.
Yeah.
I was like, George. What?
Yeah.
I keep finding more and more ties to John
cousin
DeLynn.
Brett's son.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah, he was living with us when he passed away.
Oh,
I love George.
Did you have a sense? Did he ever talk to you about being gay, or did you have a sense?
Yeah, he was my little brother Jamie's really good friend. Well, he ended up being a dear family friend. And yeah, we knew and we loved him as we loved many others that we knew were growing up and were gay.
I don't know.
And
I don't think you know what love is, girl.
the neighborhood I grew up in really embraced those who were gay. And in fact, I remember seeing you at George's funeral. You didn't know me then, but I remember that was in my ward building, and I came down, and we're jumping ahead now, but I remember how beautiful Brett, your cousin's speech was. I looked around and I saw Governor Levitt was in there. Gordon Hinckley's son was in there.
Yeah.
That's the prophet.
You were in there.
Church.
It was like
I mean, come on
everybody
now.
joined together.
Why would Gordon B. Hinckley's son be in there? Do y'all remember that story that I shared a while back? It's like a documentary, and it's these people who claim to be witness to Gordon B. Hinckley having these like Diddy type parties, not to the Diddy level, but to the Mormon Diddy level, having relations allegedly with underage boys and girls. And do y'all remember that? Because that to me, I don't know. I'm just getting the SRA vibes here. And I mean, before this. But these connections are sealing the deal for me. They're like, oh God, that's what we're looking at. I think, like I'm trying to form my own opinions too about what the hell, why Lauren, in my opinion, why she would plant her and John in the middle of our case and basically help drive it, not help, but navigate it, narrate it to their own narrative. By doing the evaluations of Chad and Lori, it took any kind of culpability away from the religious aspect of this and put it squarely on Chad and Lori's shoulders, which is where it goes. But that's not all. That's not all. There's so many people that are like, this has nothing to do with religion. And I'm like, yes, it does. It has everything to do with religion. And that's why this stuff keeps continuing to happen. And we were sent those links where we started tonight off with, right here. Utah father fears for children's safety after mother flees to Europe. Okay. And, well, that doesn't show, but, this one where we're talking about Blaze Thibodeau. Okay. That was in 2023 in the same ward that Lori and Zelema and Melanie were in. Okay. So it's like, what the hell's going on? What's really going on? And then you have, it's just the same thing. It's like a cookie cutter crime or something. And we're not, they've shamed they've tainted the word. They weaponized the label, or they weaponized the act of child abuse. And they labeled it satanic to keep you from looking any further, to keep prying eyes out, basically. But that's just me. Let's go back here.
I remember seeing you at George's funeral. You didn't know me then, but I remember that was in my ward building, and I came down, and we're jumping ahead now, but I remember how beautiful Brett, your cousin's speech was. I looked around.
Did you send him 144 roses, or was that just Tylee and JJ? I believe she's in the same cult, y'all. That's what I'm alleging.
And I saw Governor Levitt was in there. Gordon Hinckley's son was in there.
Yeah.
Governor
You
Levitt.
were in there. It was like everybody.
How many people have had the governor, the prophet of the LDS church, his son? How many have you had, these kind of people at your cousin's funeral? I don't know. I'm just trying to see how not normal this is to me. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it's kind of out there, a little extreme.
Everybody joined together for this precious boy, George, who died too young. And
How are we living with y'all?
his father, Brett, stood up in that chapel and said, the most important thing we need to speak about is that George was
So this was John DeLynne's nephew, because he said, wait, hold on, I'm trying to figure out the relation here. He said, did you know my nephew, cousin George? I don't understand it. Let me go back to here because I don't understand the context.
My bedroom.
Did you know my nephew, cousin George Parkinson?
George lived with us.
Yeah.
Very
I love
confused.
George.
So he was my cousin Brett's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was living with us when he passed away.
Rewind some more.
I love George.
Did you have a sense? Did he ever talk to you about being gay, or did you have a sense?
Yeah, he was my little brother Jamie's really good friend. Well, he ended up being a dear family friend. And yeah, we knew and we loved him as we loved many others that we knew were growing up and were gay. And you know,
yeah,
the neighborhood I grew up in.
Do I need to rewind?
Embraced.
Oh no,
those were gay. And in fact, I remember seeing you at George's funeral.
Are you serious? That's scary. But only because I've heard Adam Steed mention the name Bangeter, and I've seen those names. I don't remember. I want to say Colleen Bangeter or something. I don't know. I probably have that wrong, but I remember the last name Bangeter being on like the committee that were looking into these SRA or ritualistic abuse claims. When I was going through all the stuff on Bishop Glenn Pace, which is interesting, right? Her other brother's name is Pace. And I'm like, this just doesn't happen in a vacuum, in my opinion. First, I don't understand that part. What does once removed mean? I'm like, that's my damn second cousin. What does that mean? If I say my second cousin, what are we removing? Because I want to understand the language there. No problem. Good. I'm glad you got it. George Zen also knew Bangeter. Well, there you go. I mean, it starts to make a lot of sense when you start just compiling these connections. That it's by no mistake. As much as they name drop too, it's like how come we have such a hard time pulling this together, and then people thinking it's I've been called a conspiracy theorist even since all this stuff happened with Lauren on Reddit, where they're like, and I'm like, oh my God, I go out of my way to try and show you how I got from here to here to here to here. I know my delivery could be better, but is that all me, or can it be some of your problem? You know what I mean? Like, because maybe you don't want to hear it. I don't know. It's just, I'm trying. It's so hard. And yeah, I definitely want to have you on Unsolved Amy Boston. If and whenever. It could be tomorrow, it could be next year, which is, right around the corner. But okay, let me go back over here and let's play this in full context. So his nephew cousin.
Oh, you didn't know me then. But I remember.
Depends.
That was in my ward building. And I came down, and we're jumping ahead now, but I remember how beautiful Brett, your cousin's speech was. I looked around and I saw Governor Leavitt was in there. Gordon Hinckley's son was in there. Yeah. You were in there. It was like everybody joined together for this precious boy George, who died too young.
Boy George.
And his father, Brett, stood up in that chapel and said, the most important thing we need to speak about is that George was gay and that you all accepted him. And that was actually a beautiful moment for me. It was George's funeral. I didn't plan to talk about this, but you just brought George up because we were all there to love George, and we did. And I think that was my experience with LGBTQ growing up, was we loved our gay brothers and sisters. It was confusing. It was confusing with what we were taught. But I remember that the Young Women's had George teach about fashion because he loved fashion. And they had him for mutual when they teach the girls about clothing. I love George.
You would have come to his Shiva, right? Like the wake.
Mm-hmm.
I think I met you there.
Yeah.
Why are they doing Shiva?
That's when we first met.
Or whatever he just said.
Yeah. And I would say before that, like, I remember like my experience, I wasn't necessarily a major advocate. I didn't really understand my first experience
Right.
with LGBTQ rights actually was in high school, where my high school, East High, was in
Exactly. Okay. Bobu's Rue says, how did he die? Too young, right? Hello. Too young. Why are we just chalking it off like in my opinion, it feels like how the Cox family, according, without factoring in Megan's, I guess, additions or whatever, her spin on it was always that the Cox family just treated Stacy Cox Cope's death so nonchalantly, just like it was just her time. Very passive, very okay, just accepting. Like it's a, I don't know. It's got some bad vibes to it. Yeah, I thought the same thing too. So I'm glad you brought that up.
national news because
What?
there was a gay club, high school East
What?
High, with
Oh, what?
LGBTQ rights actually was in high school, where my high school East High was in national news because there was a gay club and the district was shutting down all gay clubs.
Oops,
And
yeah,
it became national news.
Just saying.
And there was a walkout with my school. And I remember just
They all
thinking sort of
protesting
then,
it?
well, this is fun. We get like a period off of school. We get some class time off and there's all this media. And I was just sort of more of like a spectator of it all without a strong opinion. But then after the walkout, I went back to class and I had French. We had this wonderful French teacher. And rather than teaching a French lesson that day, she was leading a discussion with the whole class.
Oh, thank you.
And that was like the first moment I remember thinking, like, gosh, I should really care about this. Like, I just didn't have a strong opinion until that French class, because I saw all these kids that I hadn't really conversed with before. And she was allowing this open discussion for all these children to share their thoughts on this walkout on the gay clubs. And this girl was raising her hand saying, it's not fair. There needs to be a separation between church and state and talking about it. And I remember thinking, oh, she's right. Yeah, there does need to be. And like, that was a moment for me to realize, like, this is important. We loved our gay brothers and sisters, but yeah, it was confusing and complicated. None of my siblings were gay. I didn't have to deal with it on that family level. But I think that I always thought that once gay marriage was legalized, gay temple marriages would be a thing. Like, that was my fantasy. I guess I just sort of assumed that was going to be a thing one day. All religions and churches change, all of them. That's also why I don't have an issue with, like, when I see change in the church, like, and I may be a bit of an apologist there because that's.
No, you're a bit of a double speaker. So I pulled it up too. Thank you also for just, even the fact that you did, it gave me the idea to do it too. Right. Because that's what smart people do. You're so smart, Scooter. So he does look so young, 1987 to 2014. I want to know now. I got to look up when John DeLynn was excommunicated, because Lauren covered that story. She also covered the one of the controversial figure, Kate. Oh my gosh, what's her last name? Oh my gosh, it just left me. I'll find it. But this lady, Kate, who was also controversial, was real feminist in the Mormon movement, in the Mormon church. Kate Daly is her name. And she had Julie Rowe on. And I'm like, how did Lauren not know about Julie Rowe until December of 2019, when she spoke bullshit about, the kids missing, and Lori and Chad. She was defending Lori and Chad, saying that my Uncle Charles was an abuser of Lori, I guess. And it was like the December 26th of 2019. And the story came out like December 20th or 21st, around that area, around that time frame. So this says Salt Lake City, Utah. It would start with a chortle, then bubble up with a giggle, and then break out into a larger than life belly laugh, and it would fill the room. Our beloved son, brother, and friend George Chandler Parkinson passed away peacefully in his sleep early on Wednesday, November 12, 2014. That is okay. He was 27 years old. George was born in Los Angeles, California on July 25th, 1987, where he spent his weekends dodging the waves at Venice Beach, riding the horses, listen to this, at Griffith Park, wherever that is, that last name right there, Griffith, and exploring at the Huntington Botanical Gardens. At the age of 4, George moved with his family to Salt Lake City, Utah, where he attended Wasatch Elementary and Bryant Junior High School, forging dear friendships that lasted until the end of his life. He graduated from West High School in 2005 and went on to earn BFA in Visual Arts from Brigham Young University in 2009, realizing that he found more inspiration in Vogue magazines than in his art history text. George returned to LA for a graduate certificate in fashion design from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in 2011. For the last 3 years, George was a well-known freelance artist and fashion designer. Cool. Lending his incredible artistic and visual gifts to parties, photography, shoots, and weddings throughout the Salt Lake area. He was also a valued member of the Lush team at City Greek, a job that left him fulfilled and happy. George was renowned for his artistic passion and brilliance. He overflowed with creative talent and threw his efforts behind several projects in which he excelled: painting, jewelry design, fashion design, cooking, baking, and anything he could make with his deft and capable hands. George was also an extraordinary musician. Well, that's something they have in common, that he has in common with with Lauren's family, besides Lauren. I don't think she played an instrument. His gorgeous baritone voice conveyed depth of emotion that few could match. To hear him sing was to hear his soul fly. That's sweet. Excuse me. Most importantly, George had a big heart. He had an immense capacity to love people of all kinds, and they loved him back. He poured his heart and soul into handmade, customized gifts and carefully selected presents, and for a lucky few, first-class parties and events. Well, that's interesting. First-class parties and events. George had the remarkable ability to fill any room with his presence, his transcendent singing voice, and his infectious laugh. This is what his friends and family will miss most of all. A celebration of George's life will be held on Monday, November 17, 2014, at the Federal Heights Ward Chapel, Fairfax Road, Salt Lake City, at 12. Okay. Okay, it says here, an open house honoring George's memory will be held on Sunday, November 16, 2014, at the Beasley Family Home. I don't want to give that out. Okay, so George is survived by his grandmother, Elaine Bright Clark, his parents, Brett and Kelly Clark Parkinson, his siblings, Clifford Parkinson, and his wife. Clifford and his wife, Megan Blodgett Parkinson, Greta Parkinson Whalen, and her husband, Robert Whalen, and Amelia Parkinson, and his nephew, Samuel Bright Parkinson. He is also survived by numerous aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends that feel like family. In lieu of flowers, right, Lauren? No 144 roses. In lieu of flowers, the family requests donations be made to the Odyssey House or Animal Aid in UK. Garner Funeral Home. Well, I don't recognize that last name for a funeral home. The Levitts also have a funeral home and crematorium. Did y'all know that? I was like, no, they don't. They do not. No way. No freaking way do they have a freaking crematorium. Gets a little weird on these streets, okay? So we're not going to listen anymore of Lauren descending on, her views of gay publicly. We'll just say publicly, because who knows what the woman is saying behind your back. That's my opinion. Okay, and then here, I'm going to make it back to Jameis, the video earlier, but this is where the Utah County prosecutor, David Leavitt, the one who's brothers with the former Utah governor, Michael Leavitt, who actually ran for governor twice, I want to say. Very powerful family, the Levitts are in Utah. They own like a big ass, I want to say life insurance or some kind of insurance company, or, like a corporation. It's wild. But this is where cannibal and sex predator or victim of false allegations. And this is Dan Abrams Live. And this is from June 10th, 2022. David Levitt is trying to prosecute a man in Scotland calling himself Arthur Knight, contending Knight is really wanted R-wordist Nicholas Alaverdian. Some of them call him Nicholas Rossi. He has like 17 different aliases. Knight responded by accusing Levitt of being a cannibal and child sex predator. That's those documents that we have, guys. The Hamblin case that I've been telling you all about.
Arthur Knight's Twitter. For months now, he's been on the warpath looking to brand the prosecutor Levitt as some sort of monster. And shocker, his loyal wife, Miranda, has been as well. Knight has also been blasting this as breaking news on his website, where he refers to himself as the website's chief correspondent. Take a look at the headlines, hot off the press is exclusive. David Levitt of Utah County talks child abuse, deer blood, and mind control. Wednesday night, the Utah County Commission voted not to investigate Levitt or Sheriff Smith, although they did say they're going to continue to discuss the subject at future meetings. Let's bring in the man himself again to address the allegations head on. Back with us again is Utah County Attorney David Levitt. All right, so how did your name get swept up in this whole thing in the first place?
Yeah. Well, Dan, that's probably an entirely different show to get into the background of that, because it's crazy and it's twisted, and we can't do that in 4 minutes. The bottom line is, it's all fabricated lies, and it was discredited more than a dozen years ago by the then sitting county attorney, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. And the real story here is not so much about Arthur Knight, but the real story is, why is the Utah County Sheriff and former prosecutors from my office conspiring together with Mr. Knight to try and have change the outcome of this election? And the reason for that is because I am a prosecutor who's trying to restore checks and balances to the system. The prosecutor is always intended to be a check on the police, and juries are supposed to be a check on the prosecutor. And when I took office and began to implement those restorations to the system has been fighting back against me. And it's interesting that Craig Johnson, who is Mr. Rossi's former lawyer, and Mr. Lance Bastian, who is his current lawyer, are both prosecutors that used to work for me, ironically.
Yes, he's saying now he's going to dog them too. It's interesting.
And they're now partnering with the sheriff, and the sheriff is partnering with Rossi.
Conspiracy.
And I absolutely believe we need to get into the bottom, not only of...
Sorry, I got to get over here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Did he not say that his lawyer's name was Johnson?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Craig Johnson.
Craig Johnson. Okay, that may not be the one.
I don't care. That's so close. That's so damn close. Catch it. I mean, I heard it, but yeah, it didn't click for me. I mean, it could be another relative or whatever. I mean, just for the sleuths out there, who sleuth and find the names, Okay, I'm gonna replay that part too. Thank you. Good job.
And it's interesting that Craig Johnson, who is Mr. Rossi's former lawyer, and Mr. Lance Bastian, who is his current lawyer, are both prosecutors that used to work for me, ironically. And they're now partnering with the sheriff, and the sheriff is partnering with Rossi. And I absolutely believe that we need to get into the bottom, not only of what these lawyers are doing, but what the sheriff is doing, and partnering with
2023
a known sex offender and someone that I'm prosecuting for rape and trying to bring to justice myself. The evidence is so clear that Nicholas Rossi is just a tool on behalf of the local sheriff to try and get to me.
I've only got a minute left, but are you considering legal action? I mean, this is serious stuff, right? Accusing you of being a sex trafficker.
Well, my wife is a respected sex researcher at the local university.
BYU
and she has a book
is what he
pending on the topic, and this has affected her in a very serious way. And absolutely, we're going to get through this election, win or lose. We're going to get to the bottom of this, because this really cannot stand for what politics should be. I am going through a tremendous sacrifice of my own reputation to bring a man to justice, and we intend to do just that. And we expect that voters will be able to see right through this.
Well, look, we're basically out of time, but I am going to be following very closely the extradition proceeding that's going to be happening. And again, we're expecting some resolution early July in that.
That's up to the Scottish authorities. The next step in that case will be determined by them. The Utah County Commission will decide next week that they will investigate the sheriff. I look forward to that.
So since then, Nicholas Rossi has been convicted. I want to say in one. I don't know if it was both cases yet, but for sure one. And then I got to bring you over to here so you can kind of take it from Utah County Attorney David Levitt has been talking about ritualistic sex abuse suspect for years. This is back 3 years ago, September 29, 2022. And this is Fox 13 News, Adam Herbets, who has since left there. I know that because he told my mom.
We are learning more about the man arrested in Utah County on suspicion of ritualistic child sex abuse and his ties to Utah County Attorney David Levitt, who will not be allowed to prosecute this case.
Fox 13 News investigative reporter Adam Herbets has tonight's update.
Well, there are a number of reasons why the Utah County Attorney's Office might have a conflict of interest, not just because Levitt named himself as a suspect earlier this year. He's also given multiple statements about his relationship with Hamblin and some of the alleged victims. As you're about to see, the nature of those statements have changed over the past 2 years.
Would you mind riding in the back of a police car?
Men and women allege David Hamblin used positions of power as a father, a therapist, a neighbor, and as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to ritualistically abuse children. He was arrested Wednesday morning, but investigators say he probably won't be the only one.
I have nothing to hide.
Until Hamblin's arrest, Fox 13 News chose not to identify any of the subjects of the investigation, but that did not stop Utah County Attorney David Levitt from outing himself as a suspect in June and describing his relationship with Hamblin.
I prosecuted the therapist in Juab County for poaching a deer. He poached a deer to use for ritualistic purposes.
Why would he do that?
This therapist.
That right there, just like stop. Why would he do that? Ritualistically drink the blood of a deer, and he prosecuted him for it. But yet we can't wrap our minds around this happening to human beings. That's where I'm like, come on, guys, come on.
Was my elders quorum present?
Meanwhile, so many more kids are being hurt because they've done such a great damage to just weaponizing words and labels.
In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He was my neighbor. I had a family connection.
During that same press conference, Levitt described his accuser as tragically mentally ill. She's one of the same women who accused Hamblin and others.
Shame on you for doing that. It's uncalled for. He said tragically mentally ill woman 5 times to attack their mental.
Sounds like stalker, right? Just outright calling stalker.
Health status as a way to discredit them, and it was clear that that's what he was doing, and that's just not okay.
There is no organized ring of abuse. It was debunked.
But watch and
now tell me how you debunk. How does someone who's in the legal system, okay, as an attorney, a prosecuting attorney for the state, for the county, Utah County, okay, how do you debunk something? Don't you do an investigation? And I've never heard debunk. That's like a myth you debunk. I just find that really weird wording.
Listen, more than 2 years before that press conference, Levitt sat down for a different interview and was asked if he thought ritualistic sex abuse was real. He went on to describe Hamblin and his own accuser, calling her a victim.
Do I think that occurs? Yeah, I think it occurs. I know some victims of it. Yeah, I know some victims of it. I was not in a position to prosecute it. Who was into Native American stuff and kill deer and get deer hearts and drink their blood and drink the deer's blood.
At the time, Levitt was under investigation by Homeland Security. These clips are now evidence in that case. We want to warn you, some of them are very graphic.
How do you train a dog to roll over when it's time to roll over? You do it by giving a reward and repetition. If a man wants to program some little girl to give immoral sex anytime he wants to, you start young and give rewards. I mean, it's unfortunately, I've never, it's the same way you help a child learn how to make their bed.
Yesterday, after Hamblin's arrest, we asked David Levitt through his spokesperson for a comment. We were told, no, he does not comment on pending cases. Apparently, that did not stop him in June. Reporting in studio tonight, Adam Herbets, Fox 18 News, Utah.
Yeah. And since then, he's not he's not made a statement either. I'm going to share this this link to Nor Jasmine. She covers it so far the best. I don't know how I get it all jumbled up. Okay. Because it's so confusing. It's so massive. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different people. I mean, there's 144, not 1,000 allegedly. I mean, who knows? That are accused just by the Hamblin daughters. There's 3 Hamblin daughters that came forward. And again, it's stayed out of the court and not been able to reach, they've not had their day in court, and nor have any of the alleged or any of the accused. None of them have also seen justice either. So in my opinion, it's like they're going to change. You know what I'm saying? Like if that really was going on, which I suspect it is and has, it's going to continue to go on because nothing's ever happened. She's still around. She's still doing it. Hey, Barbara Porter. Glad you're here. Yeah, her tinfoil hat, right? I know. Yeah. So y'all check that out. I'm putting it in the link again. I mean, in the chat again. Okay. So now let's go back and then I'm trying to thread some things together. So this again is Lauren's dad, and there's a mention of David Levitt here.
News, which in prison we watch the news a lot. County.
Let me back it up.
Would be so. For example, in Utah County, right? You have I can't remember his name right now, but he's the attorney that's in charge of the prosecution's office, right here in Utah County, and he's elected, right? I would think that one idea would be to put people in that position that are aware of these concerns, that are going to actually take steps to see that their prosecutors are not overzealous, that there isn't any malicious.
What's being implied here? Like I'm gonna have to take a snippet of this and like run it through my chat GPT to just kind of get what's being implied. It sounds like, are they saying that that David Levitt was overzealous as a prosecuting attorney, or are they saying that the people that convicted Jameis Johnson, Lauren's dad, were they overzealous? What's, like I'm just trying to figure that out. Sometimes I just need some more context. Let me grab a snippet and I'll look that up while we finish looking at this.
Malicious prosecution like there was with Jameis. So I would say that there is steps that are aware of these concerns, that are going to actually take steps to see that their prosecutors are not overzealous, that there isn't any malicious prosecution like there was with Jameis. So I would say that, and exposing them too, because I think that if all you do is watch the news, which in prison we watch the news a lot. In there, we realize just how biased it is, and how the public doesn't really get the whole story on a number of things that where we know the truth.
Yeah, there was what? There is a what's the name of the prosecutorial the conviction review?
Conviction integrity unit.
Yeah, the conviction integrity unit, and that is sprung up. And many of the counties have implemented this. There's a way to look at your conviction. It's a board mostly of citizens, and David David Levitt is the Utah County District Attorney, the governor's younger brother. And I've heard varying things that I was talking to someone recently about a particular case, and they were dismayed that he didn't seem to be taking this aggressively. And the Attorney General has also enacted a provision for that. And the statute says that you can go outside the county if you don't think the good or fair shake. So in my case, I was in 4th District, and I have a criticism of judge and the prosecutor.
Right.
And so I wouldn't go to the conviction integrity unit in Utah County, but I could go to the one in Salt Lake County. But that is an important provision. There are also one law for prosecutorial vindictiveness, but there is something called the Sovereign Immunity Act, and the prosecution right now is really cloaked in
they did lower it.
Astounding immunity. The police, the executive branch. Some of that's being reduced. I would also say that there are grandma laws, like the Freedom of Information laws, the Government Management, Records Act, and Ramon used that really well to get the records of an expert witness that we had lied about his testimony in Moses' case. But you can send for this information and learn about the history of the prosecutors. And there does.
Whoa. I just put something together. Okay. You just freaked me out. Okay. Not freaked me out bad. Just holy shit. So, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all, the YouTube channel, she goes by Kit Wordwise. Okay. She read all of Chad Daybell's books, so we didn't have to. And that's what she does for a living. So she just helps me understand Chad's books, what he's saying, because they're horrible. But also, I love hippies, right? So is that specifically mentioned, like hippies, the label? At the end of the video, the other SRA hippie freak gets on the call. So do they say hippie? Because that just freaked me out. I'm sorry. I probably just went off for nothing. Because I'm asking, because what I got from Kit whenever she reviewed or analyzed Chad's books, she said he hates hippies, and that's why I was like, what? That is so random. I mean, when was he exposed to hippies, and then how would that come out? Anyways, I probably just made a kerfuffle out of that. No, I said hippies. Okay, my bad. Okay. Yeah, I know, right? See, I'm leading everybody astray. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun. Okay, let's see here. So I looked it up just to kind of help me put it into context, what's being said. And it says, I just included a little blurb from the transcript just now. And it says, based on the transcript provided, the speaker, Jameis, implies a few specific criticisms regarding Utah County District Attorney David Leavitt, focusing on his effectiveness in criminal justice reform and his role within the state's legal system. Here's a breakdown of what's being implied. That's what I asked. Just what's being implied here. Number one, he is performative regarding reform. The text notes that Leavitt's office has established a conviction integrity unit, a board meant to review potential wrongful convictions. However, the speaker implies that Leavitt is not actually using this tool effectively. The implication, the speaker mentions hearing varying things and cites a specific instance where someone was dismayed because Leavitt, quote, didn't seem to be taking this aggressively, unquote. This implies that while the mechanism for justice exists on paper, Leavitt lacks the genuine commitment or aggression needed to actually exonerate people or challenge past convictions. Number two, he is part of a politically insulated dynasty. The speaker explicitly identifies Leavitt as the governor's younger brother. The implication, by highlighting this family connection immediately after mentioning his position, the speaker implies that Leavitt's role is politically secured and perhaps insulated from accountability. It suggests a consolidation of power where the executive branch, like the governor, and the judicial prosecutorial branch, DA, are closely linked, potentially hindering objective justice. Number three, he represents a system of prosecutorial overreach. The story about Patrick, who was sent back to prison for years over a minor, nonviolent probation violation involving a letter, is used to set the stage for the criticism of Utah prosecutors. The implication, the speaker contrasts the Utah system with the federal system. In the federal system, the judiciary, marshals, manages probation. In Utah, Levitt's jurisdiction, prosecutors control probation. The implication is that Levitt oversees a vindictive system where prosecutors can, quote, produce a report that will be shocking, unquote, simply because, quote, they don't like you. Trapping people in prison for minor infractions. Is that what he's implying? It is. That's what I asked. What's being implied here? So that is what he's implying. Number 4, jurisdiction shopping. The speaker notes that statutes allow defendants to, quote, go outside of the country or county, I'm sorry, if they don't think they will get a fair shake. The implication here is that the speaker explicitly states they would not go to the conviction integrity unit in Utah County, Levitt's jurisdiction, if they had a case there, but implies that for their own case in the 4th district, they also face bias. This highlights a general lack of trust in Levitt's specific unit to be impartial. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought this was going into, because I did some digging into Mike King, y'all. Oh my God. It's crazy. Oh, maybe I did up here. I don't know if y'all want to talk about that. Let me grab these links too, so you can visit all these on your downtime if you want to. So here is the Mormon stories that we looked at tonight. Let me just put MSP. Hey, Lindsay. How you doing, girl? Oh, this is about old Jameis? Yeah. That's the Mormon Stories podcast with Lauren in it. And then this is Jameis Johnson. Let me put this in here. I'm just going to put Jameis Johnson. I'm slow at typing, so that way we'll know what to reference it as. And then here is Utah County Attorney David Levitt, news story on Fox 13, Utah. And that's this one. Putting it in the chat. Okay. Oh, I want a big gumbo. Just saying. That's less you'll connect the dots, if you will. Yeah. There you go. Oh, man. Okay. So I don't know if we just continue digging into old Jameis. Y'all want to, or do y'all want to? We can do both also. Mike King's connections and LDS status. Y'all, he's got some very fascinating connections here. Let's finish this first, I guess.
Prosecutors, and there's a notion, and I'm proud to say that our 2 senators, I'm happy to say, whether you agree with them particularly or not, they seem to be committed to prison reform and to civil liberties. So that's headed in the right direction.
Carolina, whenever I went to Boise for Lori and then, for Lori's trial, I was like, I was on a live and I was like, I figured out why they have, mountains up there. It's because all of the shit they sweep under the rug, it becomes a mountain, ha ha ha. Anyways, just wanted to tell you that because I agree.
But there is a concern with prosecutorial discretion. And Ramon's case went 5 years easily too long when a prosecutor said, okay, I'm looking at your cases and refusal to negotiate in good faith. But so yeah, really a lot of the reforms need to focus on the prosecution. And there are a couple of national organizations involved in prosecutorial misconduct. And it's shocking. I mean, I think of blackjack in my one section when I was in OCA 5. There were 2.
He thinks of blackjack in my one section when it was last in the Oakland 5 There were 2 Jacks and one was black. So we call it Black Jack. Black Jack is a gentleman. You come here to my Head Start program, and he wasn't well educated. He was wrongly accused, of course, right? And he was trying to figure out how to help him, and it turned out that he was illiterate. Yo, so the other day I was trying to find it before I came on on Pair Women Radio. She went back to I remember where she got it. Let me go. I'm gonna pull it up. So hold on.
And one was black, so we call him Blackjack. Blackjack was a gentleman. He'd come here to my Head Start program, and he wasn't well educated. He was wrongly accused, and he was trying to figure out how to help him. And it turned out that he was illiterate, and he would come to me, and I'd help him read his letters from his a girlfriend who was really supportive. And he would also, I had the last few months, I got a word processor. I've been making ADA demands, and I was the only one that had one. And I would he'd have me type up his letters. So, and then he would, because you can't send out typed letters, and then he would print them by hand from the typed version. And I remember we sent out grammar requests to start getting this case. He did have a public defender, and the Salt Lake Public Defender's Office, their appellate group is excellent, and it's mostly women. They're brilliant. And I'm proud to say that my youngest daughter is now a public defender. But he had that help, but there was so much going on. And he was over prosecuted, zealously over prosecuted, and I worry about him. I don't know how this gentle, wrongly accused, illiterate, kind man will fully be able to vindicate his rights. That's another reform. As Ramon points out, if there were access to a volunteer legal group, after you're convicted, all of your representation just drops off. And that is another necessary element. There needs to be ongoing, permanent, continued ability to review cases and ask legal questions. And so that's another suggestion. It's another thought.
Thanks, Jameis. Stephen, before I go to you, I am curious. Suzanne, is that you, Suzanne Stott? Do you have any
I'm looking
thoughts
for it.
from your experiences? If you're there, I see your name. You unmuted?
Unmute yourself, dude.
Maybe she stepped away. Suzanne has some experience too with
Suzanne. Okay. I wanted to explain this to you somewhat, which I needed to do some digging into it. But this is Mormon Discussions. Mormon Discussion Inc. So this is Bill Real right here at the top center. This is Radio Free Mormon, or RFM. This is Joseph Smith, the founder of the Mormon Church. But it's navigating Mormonism one episode at a time. So I remember finding these guys, and they were talking about Moroni and Nephi and Joseph Smith, and I was like, okay. And I mean, again, my entire education, pretty much, I mean, besides all the stuff I've read on my own, independent of podcasts and stuff. I remember joining a lot of their live streams, and I was always trying to get them to acknowledge, like Lori and Chad. That's, the victim, 3 of the victims were my family members, blah, blah, blah. I mean, people donated even in my behalf, on their stuff. On their websites and stuff. And so they never would acknowledge me, though. And I found that so offensive. Again, I felt like I'm just not acknowledged, invisible. Okay. But it's just kind of their brand. Okay. I mean, I don't think they were being ugly or mean. It just seems like it's par for the course. At least that's been my experience. Not with every Mormon. Okay. Or ex-Mormon. It's just been not so open to the outsiders. Even like Kara Burrell, because it's like, okay, yes, you have the insight of being inside, but I have the insight of being outside, specifically and looking into this exact faction, like this fringe. Take what you need. I'm not trying to claim, like steal your thunder. I think that's what it feels like. Sometimes they must think that of me or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too aggressive. I don't know. Maybe I'm not aggressive enough. But so it says, welcome to Mormon Discussion, Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to helping you navigate your faith journey, deconstruct unhealthy beliefs, and apply critical thinking to religious systems. We prioritize individuals over institutions, providing podcasts, live shows, and community support to help you process doubts and make informed decisions. So on this channel, under this umbrella, basically, you'll find the Mormon Newscast, Mormonism Live, Radio Free Mormon, and Mormon Discussion podcast. Those are different podcasts, okay, under this one umbrella, each offering unique perspectives on faith, history, and current events. So they just have different episodes and kind of different hosts for some of these things. So I just wanted to share that because it was confusing to me too when I first found them. I'm like, okay, so are they Mormon or no? Like, what are we doing here? I spent lots of time doing that, trying to figure out what's really going on. So I looked up, I was looking for the Christmas episode, not the one that just passed. I'm gonna have to just show you through Para Women Radio because she pulled it up and I don't have it all at my fingertips. So I want to show you guys this because this is where it got a little deeper for me. I was like, oh shit. How far back does this go? Okay. Shit. Always time consuming here. I thought I pushed play.
Over again, but I've seen it once all the way through.
And are you singing along with it?
Say it all. Seriousness, I did the same thing. K-pop Demon Hunters stood out.
Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters was alarming.
Songs, man, they are catchy. You play those in your car. I mean, it's great.
I didn't think I would like it, and I very much enjoyed watching it with them.
RFM, you got to watch it. It's
K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Is that right? K-pop.
So she had just basically told Bill and Radio Free Mormon that she actually changed the subject and diverted a question, an intense question. Actually, let me back it up so I can explain all that. Now you can see.
Fuck.
Oh.
That's a hard F there. That's messed up. Why on earth is this his last Christmas?
Talking about
I can't
boy.
stand her. She is ruining his childhood. Anyway, no, I'm trying. That's too. Is she? Yeah.
What I wanted to bring up though is whenever she does bring up this K-pop cartoon, this Demon Hunter K-pop, of all the things, right? Remember how Lori would watch The Walking Dead and I mean, just the whole zombie thing. But then you've got this one's embracing the dark, her darkness or whatever she said. She's talking very Lori Vallow-esque to me, Lori Daybell-esque to me. And I'm thinking, here she is with the rust couch. She's sitting on the rust couch with Christmas pillows surrounding her, looking like somebody I've never seen before. I don't even know who this person is anymore. And so I feel like I'm on an episode or that movie, Shallow Hal, where he sees the potential women he wants to date because he's hypnotized, right? Tony Robbins, interestingly enough. And how he sees women and he doesn't see them for what they really look like, but what they look like from the inside. And it's like, is that what happened here? Is that why, I mean, a lot of us are like seeing the changes, but it's not alarming to everybody, like, I don't know. Does this come off in stages? What's going on? But the whole Demon Hunter K-pop thing, I haven't even looked it up yet. But it makes me wonder, since it looks, in my opinion, like she might live, obviously, with Grayson, that she is not and has not been home in a very long time. The more and more I dig into it, the more and more episodes I see, the more and more it seems like, holy crap, it just wasn't for trials. And I tried not to keep up with her on other things, like when I could be done with her and not have to pay attention to what she was reporting on, in our cases, it's like, I didn't too much follow and pay attention to what she was doing, except for the Delphi case. I kind of dabbled a little bit with her on what she was reporting. And I'm saying this because I don't believe her son lives with her. And so what is she doing watching this K-pop demon hunter, whatever cartoon by herself, like without her son. I don't know. I just have questions. I have so many questions.
Giving him a giraffe? Giving him a giraffe for Christmas? A giraffe charm? Oh, I can't.
Yeah, no. Did y'all
with
think
internalizing that message.
they were dissing her a little bit?
Good. I'm grateful for my friend that sent it. I think that's why it's been on my mind. I think
Mary,
I think that I always try to embrace change and to embrace and be open to the dark, if that makes sense, and to the chaos and dark change, and to embrace and be open to the dark, if that makes sense, and to the chaos and the hardships. And I've always learned, though, that there's always a little bit more to accept, a little bit more inside to maybe even allow. When that happens, it can be difficult. But I think that the more I learn about myself, I think the more content I can be to just own who I am and be honest with who I am and grow and change. So
I would start with apologizing. It's too late to apologize. Right? Why didn't she just apologize? Y'all, I almost named a live stream that tonight. When I was trying to think of what to do. Why didn't she just apologize? Why was that the hard thing to do? But it's okay to, frame an innocent person for a crime they didn't commit, to be such assholes to victims who don't deserve it because of their meddling, like, why was that? That to me says a lot. That means that they cannot accept or admit their faults. And that's because they don't think they have faults. They, it's like they seem like they treat us as if they are justified, just like Chad and Lori were, in claiming victims, okay? Because they were light or dark. The ones that were dark didn't get to live. That's called the same thing that Lauren passed the message to Nate to pass to Colby at CrimeCon about separating the wheat and tares. That is exactly the same thing as saying zombie, not a zombie, light, not, light or dark. It's the same thing. It's just different terminology. I think I learned the other day that, like, in Gypsy Rose's case, cockroaches. Okay, so if you're a cockroach, you're dark. In our case, when Chad referred to Tylee as a raccoon to Tammy in his text, a coon is a slur for dark. And do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like Tim Ballard uses lukewarm now. They change. I don't know. I just see it so much. I'm like, ooh, I kind of pick up on the theme, I've
been thinking a lot.
Is this her apology? Is this her way to apologize about things? Because I don't understand.
She sucks
I don't understand. This is like when people do those random Facebook texts where they're like, I don't care what she says. I am still going to do something, or, like, it's just like nobody in the world will understand what it means, but it's just like, it's like they want attention. I feel like this is what we're getting here.
Thank you, Michelle.
I know who I am now. Nobody can stop me.
I'm just going to embrace it and go. Yeah.
Okay, we know who you are too.
Without apologies
about that. I don't think I'm being very eloquent right now.
No, you're not.
That was a good question. I haven't thought about it. I don't know if I'm like pinpointing it very well, but I think that I'm learning a little bit more about myself, embracing a little bit more of myself.
You're right, Auntie M. You're right.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, and allowing it to happen.
You're so right. How tone deaf is that for her to use the term dark after reporting on Lori and Chad? It's so weird, right? Unless you're in the same cult. That's where I'm at. Unless you are in the same cult lady with the other cult lady. And it's not because Chad and Lori have a following, y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all, but I told Megan so many times too. I'm like, it's not so much Visions of Glory. It's Tom Harrison. Like, it's not just Tom Harrison though. It's so many more people. There's so many more people with this widespread belief. Now, I understand it's not everybody's belief or experience in the church, but it's widespread enough to be like, oh shit, like their crazy comes out a lot. And I think that's where we see again. Okay, let me get back to them. We see these stories. Okay, Utah father fears for children's safety after mother flees to Europe. You have Shanna Gardner, who refers to her husband or ex-husband that was shot, Jared Brightigan. She refers to him, or there's code talk about funeral potatoes. There's just this justification that it's okay, it's good for thee, but not for me, or good for me, not whatever. Anyways, I'm just saying, it's like, no. So it is the belief system at the core of this. It's the driver. It's like the method in which they use to abuse, in my opinion. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. All right. Let me get my ass back over there. Yeah.
And
word
just trying to
but I kept telling Megan, that it's not just she kept saying, that Chad and Lori have followers, and I'm like, no, okay, outside of LDS, I don't look up to people to follow, but that is very common, in my opinion. Something I've witnessed, at least, is that they're always looking for someone to follow, because they're taught their whole lives to follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, and when they leave the church, that must make them feel lost, right? So they look to, basically, that's why you see hidden gems, in my opinion, because it's like it's like a cult. It's the same kind of attack, where if you don't go with the status quo, or the hidden gem leaders here, Lauren and John, then if you're not with us, then you're against us. The black and white thinking, it's another cult, basically. I'm not all. I'm just saying it can be intense like that. Anyways, I got dismissed many times, because I don't think it's just Chad and Lori. I think it's, and nobody's following them, I don't think, per se, besides Lauren. Basically pen paling and stuff, allegedly, with Lori, possibly Chad. So it's, I don't know. I just think the belief system is wider, and they just kept the heat off by just with the psychobabble stuff, like, I understand it's important. I like to factor in each angle, like how to analyze the thinking and the behaviors and the justifications of Chad and Lori and others. Yes, but I like to go and visit other people's opinions in other fields, like I want every angle that I can to help me analyze this justification system. Why the victims aren't here anymore? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Answer the rest of the questions. But somehow it's like they kept it at bay. I don't know.
Yeah, be okay with who I am.
And the reason I
don't
ask
know
is
if that makes
because
sense.
usually I'm my own worst enemy.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yes. I think that text came from my friend when I was being my own worst enemy, and there was shame. And so I think maybe that's where the, it's been a good show. I don't know if you've seen it, but K-pop Demon Hunters. Have you heard of it? It's a great children's show on Netflix, K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a lot about shame. It's a lot about digging into those parts you don't like about yourself. And
they totally don't get what she's saying. She is sitting here saying that, she's basically saying what Gypsy Rose has said. No, there are no perfect victims. Lauren Turd is a victim, but there are no
Lauren Turd. I love it.
Sure, she's backstabbed people. Sure, she's plagiarized. Sure, she's tried to put some people on a tether and in jail and prison. And sure, they wanted the FBI called. And sure, she set up a whole group of people and
Just excuse it.
We all make mistakes, and we all
That's
have
not a
our
mistake.
darkness, and yeah, that's what she's learned this year. Go watch K-pop Demon Hunters. You'll learn more.
You know, being your worst enemy, and
she's learned that she can still have her brand, her business, and it still be successful, even after being the most shitty person known to YouTube at the moment. That's my opinion.
Sort of embracing.
But again, I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but again, this is the same. It's the same thing that I see whenever hearing that former apostle or late apostle Neil A. Maxwell, which was Tom Harrison's, like, he looked up to Neil A. Maxwell. He was friends with him, which was in the same ward as Lauren. Okay. Tom Harrison and Neil A. Maxwell and Elizabeth Smart and Elizabeth Smart's dad. And, you know, just how many coinky dinks we got here. But it's the same thing that Apostle Neil A. Maxwell told victims of this ritualistic abuse type stuff when they went to, you know, the kids went to go confess or whatever. I don't know. But he told them to forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. And I think that's been drilled in, apparently, just to accept the bad behavior, just forgive and forget. Okay. And it sucks when you have such forgiving people and forgetting people who tolerate it. And that's why it works for the church. And I think that's why it works for Lauren and John. That's just me.
All of it. And I think that's maybe a little bit of what I'm trying to tell my son with this gift too. You're unique, always stand tall, for no one is like you. I know it all. This little giraffe is a reminder of what life is about. You don't need to fit in. You were born to stand out. So I think I am trying to just, learn to love every part of myself. And I hope that others can do that too.
Okay. David Hamblin, I mean, according to his daughters, he was a psychologist too. And y'all, I mean, you should see the stuff he's doing these days. Oh my God. He's on YouTube influencing people, saying that the Mormon church did him wrong, you know, excommunicated him for no reason. Even though he's doing, you know, drinking deer blood as part of a ritualistic ceremony. Okay. But I mean, they accused their dad of creating parts. Okay. By inflicting abuse, especially SA at certain ages when they're growing up, you know, it's like a window, I want to say from 3 to 6, when it's like the prime time to, in my opinion, I don't even know how to say it. I don't even want to come out my mouth because it sounds so horrible. And it's like, I'm just relaying the info. But it's like they think that if they can split the brain, split the mind, and they create parts, and then by doing so, they do it through sexual abuse. Okay. And then it makes the child more programmable. And like he would call up certain parts, like this one part of her multiple personality disorder, or dissociative identity disorder. He named her Tabitha. And so when he would call on Tabitha's personality, or that part of one of his daughters, she would dance provocative because they alleged that their father and mother put them through like this prostitution, where other elites, these other 144 people that are accused, that are standing, good standing members in the church, that are kind of elite Mormons, and they would just kind of prostitute them out. That's according to the daughters. And so when I hear her say parts, embrace the parts, it just makes me wonder what happens to little Lauren.
I am trying to just, learn to love every part of myself. And I hope that others can do that too, because there's freedom in that, and freedom in embracing change and growth and hardships and grief. There's been a lot of grief this year for me. I had a loss of a brother, and you know, grief isn't a linear line. It's up and down. And I guess I'm not making a lot of sense. And this is like a little therapy session now before.
Sometimes feelings don't make sense.
But
If
yeah,
it made
I
sense,
hope
they wouldn't be feeling.
There's just such an
I think
awkward
that's right.
interview.
I'm not sure.
Sure.
What do
You
you
know,
think,
Brett,
Bill?
I've been watching all night, and Brett
Oh, yeah.
Metcalf said it
I'm
well.
looking at your note.
He gave grace and respect to anyone and everyone. And I hope that, I guess, everyone can do that for themselves too. I think it's easy to say love one another. We're taught that, but also make room to love yourself, your flaws, your imperfections.
Love one another, but if the one another's don't like you because you're being a real dick, then just love yourself. That's what she's saying. Merry Christmas.
I agree with that.
And it's beautiful. And so give grace to others, respect others, but also
try it.
You know, give that love to yourself.
Girl.
The K-pop Demon Hunters is the most highly requested cartoon by my grandkids.
It is wonderful.
Yeah,
and I don't know if have you watched it, Bill? Have you watched it with them?
Yeah, and
all of that's what they had to say. They comment on the K-pop Demon Hunters.
and they would like to watch it over and over again, but I've seen it once all the way through.
And are you singing along with it?
Say it all. Seriousness, I did the same thing. K-pop Demon Hunters stood out.
You've got to. You need those songs, man. They are catchy. You play those in your car. I mean, it's great.
I didn't think I would like it, and I very much enjoyed watching it with them.
RFM, you got to watch it. It's
K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Is that right? K-pop?
It's a good
like
one.
Can you tell?
But
What were
Bill,
those records back in the 70s?
that's what I took out of it, though, was this sort of discussion on shame and how we all sort of hide a bit of ourselves, and we all have this shame. And when you embrace that, and are okay with that, and whatever it is, and just be who you are, you can be your best self. So I think it's what I'm trying to teach my son right now. It's something I'm trying to embrace as well.
Yeah, I won't give away the show for those.
I'm trying to teach myself right now. You know, if my son happens to be around, he can learn how to be a narcissist, borderline personality too. Fine.
Who haven't seen it, but there's a character in the show who pushes back against a thing when in the mirror that person is the thing. And anyway, I just there is a bigger story being told if you pay attention. So I'm so glad that you
23 hours
picked
ago.
up on that and shared that with us tonight, Lauren.
Yeah. Then I also just want to say to those that are alone this Christmas, I'm thinking of you. I have been alone on several Christmases. Maybe that's one reason why I want to make time stop right now, because I'm lucky to be with a family I love, and
you're not,
it's precious.
You're not
for
with
me.
them.
But I've also been alone, and I've also had hard Christmases. And so I'm thinking of everyone wherever they are this year. A lot can change in a year, for good and for bad. And so I just want everyone, I thank you for doing this again, Bill and RFM, because I'm thinking of everyone out there. So I know that Christmas can be beautiful for many, and it can be really hard some years. And so, yeah, I hope everyone's okay.
It's so odd.
Thank you, Lauren. And Merry Christmas to you and to your husband and to your son. And I just hope you have a wonderful new year.
Yeah.
Thank you. You
Sorry for your loss. Bye.
I didn't know she was, Turtle Boy talked about her again.
We don't quite know what to say to her. I want to see if we can find last
No,
year's
she has a pet bird.
Christmas episode, actually. Why does it keep doing that?
Yeah, you're on Grayson's couch.
You never know what's
now.
going to happen on the Radio Free Mormon.
All right,
Christmas
now
special.
watch this.
Let's see if I can see what went down last year. I didn't realize she was
I
on
was like, I
multiple
can't find it.
years.
So to play it independently of this.
What do you guys think
look.
about all that?
I did the search option.
Well,
so did she.
what was that called? It was called.
Oh shit.
Let me get the title.
Good idea. I didn't do the title.
A radio-free Mormon Christmas Eve. Maybe
Oh.
that's what they labeled it last year.
Good thinking. Glad one of us is thinking.
Okay.
Some of these windows.
A radio-free Mormon Christmas Eve special 2023, 2024. I bet she was in 2024.
This is a stark difference, in my opinion. How many of you been around before when they used to use their old intro? I love that one.
Let me see if we can find her. Because I'm just wondering if Dr. John and Lauren made appearance last year. Because he doesn't seem to be making any appearances this year. Well, he did make a pre-recorded appearance, and we're going to take a look at it yesterday, but...
Here, let me scooch it up. Yeah, that's Colby Reddish.
Don't on purpose.
That's not Colby.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm up here, but I want to
her damn puffy sleeves.
Look here because I want to see your guys'.
Let's see what her message was last year. You think it was as intense?
Mm-mm. She's at her home. That's a green couch.
Hello.
It's absolutely fine. You look anywhere you want.
Okay. Thank you. How are you guys?
Oh, just fine. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful Christmas Eve. The magic's in the air. The sun's down. It's dark outside, even here in the Pacific time zone.
Yes. It is dark here at our family. We are waiting for Santa Claus. Last we checked, he's in. And
Santa Claus cool last year. Wino In-N-Out Burger.
Antarctica. So we have some time to be still in Antarctica.
Oh, this year he's perfectly believing in Santa Claus and everything's on the up and up. So I guess a lot does change in a year.
Yeah. So we have some time to, bake some cookies still.
He doesn't spend a lot of time in Antarctica, does he?
I don't know. According to my son, he's still there hanging out. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. If I was Santa right now, I'd be hanging out, not there, but that's where he is.
Yes.
So, I didn't really come with anything super prepared, but I would like to, I can talk. That's one thing I can do. And
watch reruns. She's speaking much quicker. Well, I've got it set up.
I will go check the one out today.
Let's get her regular voice
for
a second.
I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm cruising through looking for, the next video or whatever, if it doesn't automatically play, for some reason, it does not just automatically suggest, like if Jay's on, it doesn't just suggest it to me. I have to go find it and I can't find it. And I'm like, I know she said she was going to be live today or whatever day it is. And then I find it after the fact. And I'm like, what the hell? What kind of conspiracy shit is this? I don't know. I'm just being facetious, but I mean, it's weird. But yeah, so I got to go find that one from today and check it out. I was too busy, looking at the findings on Dr. John and all that stuff. And then I watched Hella this morning and then tonight and then Andy, just trying to figure out, and I don't know what to make of it. I need Jot Talk to do it, allegedly innocent, because that's her field. And she really helps me understand the perspective, what does it mean in her field, as a forensic psychologist, what does it mean in those terms? What do they think about Dr. John? I have no dog in that hunt. It's too much. I don't understand the politics of it, or what I mean, the label. I don't understand the hierarchy or the structure. The structure is a better word. I forget what she said.
We think of everyone being together with families or not having time, but I think there are so many of us that would love to gather with friends and be with each other. So I just want to say thank you for doing this. And when you asked if I wanted to come on,
that's about the time she started making love to the camera. Okay. I don't know, maybe she did it before this, but when she would just look at the camera weird.
I'm grateful for this. I want to say, because I think that so often on Christmas Eve, we think of everyone being together with families or not having time. But I think there are so many of us that would love to gather with friends and be with each other. So I just want to say thank you for doing this. And when you asked if I wanted to come on, I absolutely. I love what you both do. And we need to do some more news segments in the new year in 2025.
Her and Dylan basically abandoned that idea. They were there to start the Mormon News Roundup or podcast, and then you never saw John Dylan again, and you never saw Lauren again on it. It's Mormonish with Rebecca Biblioteca, Radio Free Mormon, RFM, and Bill Reel, and they do a weekly Mormon news show.
I hope we can do, but. What are you doing?
Lori Vallow will just stop hogging all the headlines.
Dude, like just when you think that case is going to end.
Did she just say dude?
Yeah. Look, and I've also been noticing too in these videos that are being reviewed, she not right here so much, but she grabs her head in a weird way. Hopefully it'll show.
Any of us that would love to gather with friends and be with each other. So I just want to say thank you for doing this. And when you asked if I wanted to come on, I absolutely. I love what you both do. And we need to do some more news segments in the new year in 2025. I hope we can do. But what are you doing?
Lori Vallow will just stop hogging all the headlines.
Dude, like just when you.
She just called him dude.
I do that sometimes.
Think that case is going to end. She's like, you know what? Hold on.
Myself.
Pause. Hold my Diet Coke. I am going to represent myself now.
I agree
and
with
this
Catherine.
trial is going to be televised in Arizona where it's nice and warm. So come one, come all. Yeah, no, I
do some awful things.
Come be a child tourist, okay?
And you're going to frame somebody for a stalker, and yeah, you're going to do a lot of stuff.
You're gonna. I mean, if she is the author of this email threat or whatever that she's going to be exposed, if it was her and she did that on June 9th, shame on her ass. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Shame on her.
plan to be there in 2025. So the Vallow saga, unfortunately, continues.
Remember when Megan was like, everybody I know, they're just looking for something to fill the void from not covering my dumb cousin's trials anymore because it's over. Hello, her and Megan.
In 20,
on it, you're gonna like shit's gonna go down, and then all of a sudden, like there's gonna be a major news story, like I mentioned yesterday. Lori Vallow,
good point.
She got denied, but yet you have not reported on that. But you reported on Chad Daybell's cousins killing the baby, but you didn't report on the update on Lori Vallow. But you're busy trying to do the salacious stories. So I get it. Lori's like not the salacious one anymore.
Oh yeah.
And plus, everybody in that family sort of hates you.
Not to mention, whenever she was on that 9-hour live and she was showing where she can use colorful words, language, she's like, fuck, shit, I forgot his name. David Warwick, F Zalema, F, she names everybody, Melanie Gibb, F, blah, blah, blah. But she does not say F Lori, period. And that's interesting that she just brought that up because why didn't she cover it?
But you're busy trying to do the salacious stories. For today, Lori Vallow, major news story, like I mentioned yesterday. Lori Vallow, she got denied, but yet you have not reported on that. But you reported on Chad Daybell's cousins killing the baby, but you didn't report on the update on Lori Vallow. But you're busy trying to do the salacious stories. So I get it. Lori's like not the salacious one anymore.
Hers is special.
Plus, everybody in that family sort of hates you. So there's that too.
25. Excuse me. Let me turn my phone volume off. Forgive me. So we will be there. We'll be there. So we'll have to continue. I say the LDS members, unfortunately, continue to create true crime content. So I probably will be seeing you a lot. Radio Free Mormon, RFM in 2025 too, because we need your expertise in the law.
Well, thank you. I'd be happy to join and help.
Brown noser. We're seeing it again. She's managing to get the brown nosing in right up front. Good job, Lauren.
Any way I can. Wherever there's cops beating up a guy, I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, we've got let me just, so we have Valo in February. We have James Craig coming up. He's the dentist in Colorado
Bobby with an
who
eye.
is charged with murdering his beautiful wife and mother of many children. We have
He's the one who poisoned her.
Yes, poisoned. The LDS family in Colorado. That's coming up. I plan to be at that trial. We have the Shanna Gardner case out of Florida. She is the daughter of the MLM Stampin' Up founders. Sterling.
Another LDS case, probably.
And Shelley Gardner.
Junie, do you want to come over and say hi? Should mommy turn your shower on?
The most expensive defense attorney in the country, Jose Baez. He was Harvey Weinstein's attorney, as well as Casey Anthony. Yeah. Casey Anthony was found not guilty, and they have hired Jose Baez to make sure that their daughter gets away with her charges for alleged.
What's her excuse? Is what I want to know. How come she keeps getting away with being held accountable, but it's not okay for anybody else? That's just so weird to me.
Allegedly murdering her ex-husband over custody.
Oh, the internet's
so
not good,
those are
Wicked.
just 3 LDS crimes that you and I will be talking about in 2025. So I hope you're
wonderful. I look forward to it. It's a date.
Just 3 LDS crimes that the new hip LDS church is, going to pay me to cover.
It's a date. And I realize, thank you. And I realize that crime is not jolly and hopeful. It is my life. It is my world. It is what we do here in the Matthias home.
It is.
True story. So forgive me for bringing this into, into the Christmas Eve chat. But I do want to just say this. I was sitting here backstage waiting.
I think she's saying that because one of them is a lawyer. I think that's why she's saying.
Is she about to comment on somebody else's comments like she did that other one? Take something that they said and agree with it.
And again, so grateful. Is that the cultural hall?
Pay no attention to him.
Here it is.
No, is that
distinctly different in this one? She's more
she's looking backstage at someone who is known by Cultural Hall, or Megan calls him Culch. And it's a YouTuber, ex-Mormon. And this is where the connections keep connecting weird connections.
Kind of like swaggery, in my opinion. She's got a little more confidence. She hasn't been knocked down a few notches. She's not
She don't look programmed as, I don't know. She just looks like she is distant right now. I don't know. Not so much here, but I don't know.
Talking about loving yourself no matter what, and even if everyone hates you, basically, you got to push through and love yourself. She's just not doing that.
Or you could just apologize.
What did you say, Cultural Hall? I'm in charge of the comments. You said something about that murder was right here by me here in Florida. It's practically a confession, damn it. Screenshot that.
Who is on the Cultural Hall? Who's running that? Is that
I don't think I'm
Richie?
allowed to tell you that.
Is that Richie?
Information.
Is that Richie T?
Yes, that's exactly who it is. It's Richie T. Stedman.
Yeah, you're thinking of something different. There's 2 cultural halls. Just
Well, there are 2 cultural halls.
Yeah, there's one is a radio thing, and the other one is a content another place. He's got his own podcast on YouTube, and
check this
out.
Lauren cracked the bill.
It's not the original. So there's the original Cultural Hall podcast, and then there's
yeah. These are 2 different things. They're both entertaining, and
that really threw me. Is that Richie T? Where?
Absolutely.
So I have to ask, because did you know this is a little thing that I don't always actually like to admit, but Richie T and I started the Cultural Hall together.
Are you kidding me?
No. So hey, if that.
What is the Cultural Hall? You guys, do you know what the Cultural Hall is?
Yep.
I don't know what it is.
It's another creator.
What is she laying claim to?
Thing, and the other one is a content another place. He's got his own podcast on YouTube, and He's got, I think,
Lauren cracked
So
Bill liking that.
it's not the original. So there's the original Cultural Hall podcast, and then there's
Correct. Yeah. These are two different things. They're both entertaining, and you should
that really threw me. Is that Richie T? I mean, where?
Absolutely.
So I have to ask, because did you know this is a little thing that I don't always actually like to admit, but Richie T and I started the Cultural Hall together.
What?
Are you kidding me?
No.
Right, we're gonna have to look at what the Cultural Hall is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said it's a Mormon podcast.
I want to know when it started. We're both typing at the same time.
The Cultural Hall podcast, The Language of Heaven, Dr. Trina Boyce by Richie T episodes. Let's see if there's any videos.
It is time for another episode of the Cultural Hall. The show.
Is this it? Because it only has 831 subscribers. Is this it? Oh, just me. I'm so glad you're here. I was worried yesterday. I know you said something. This isn't just me, but
Man, I found it on archive.
I know that you were. I thought maybe you were a little upset yesterday when you left.
But it's
I didn't know if
offline.
I put a little too much heat. Like you're really bad.
So
What,
he
guys?
calls it. So it says 790 Scott Christopher, the Cultural Hall, a marvelous work. A marvelous work right there. That phrase is something that Chad, I mean, he always said a marvelous work, a marvelous work. Just one of those phrases. And not to mention Dean Sessions, one of the guys that's in with Rod Meldrum and the whole Firm Foundation, the Firm Expo, all that shit. That's his like thing, a marvelous work. It's also in their scripture. So, I mean, just know that a marvelous work and wonder. I want to say it's in the, oh my God, is it the jail call between Lori and Chad? But it's like the day before the kids are found. And he says, it's going to be anyways, he repeats it to Lori again.
Because
So this is actually not ex-Mormon. This is actually the Church of Jesus Christ LDS. It's not like Exmo, not from what I'm seeing here. I just looked it up and found it on the Wayback Machine, but it's temporarily down. So I'm going to continue digging because this is weird. I say it's weird because John Delen's a part of it. It's weird. Weird.
Let me go
and
back.
This it says 1998. So I don't know how long. I don't know.
Because there could be more than one Cultural Hall.
I'm looking on AI right now.
It is time for another.
Let me mute that for a second, and I can read you what it just gave me. So it says, the Cultural Hall podcast was started in 2011 by Richie T. Stedman. And I asked regarding Lauren Johnson Matthias or Henderson, right? She was indeed part of the Cultural Hall. She served as a frequent contributor. Wow. And co-host, often participating in the quote articles of news segments. She is well known, not really, for her background as a journalist and for later co-founding the true crime podcast, a true crime podcast. These articles introduce founders of the Cultural Hall podcast and explain Lauren Matthias' involvement as a journalist and co-host. Well, let's look. Okay. Welcome to the Cultural Hall. Saving a seat for you on the back row. The Cultural Hall. Okay. Welcome. Okay. It says, our show in podcast form is a community that looks at all things related to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints through a faithful lens. Fans say we have, quote, just the right amount of irreverence. We're taking that as a compliment. We can and do talk about almost anything and all views with respect, with an eye toward understanding one another. One eye? With just one eye? You'll find 3 types of episodes. You'll find interviews. Richie T chats people in the Latter-day Saint news, panels on specific topics relating to the church, individuals with fascinating experiences or perspectives, etc. I got 12 breaches. Holy shit. No. Articles of news. Richie T and at least one other host go over some of the latest news. Let me make this a little bit larger so I don't struggle so bad. The latest news with Latter-day Saint connections, whether it's big news or little news, happy news or new of members. What the happy news or new of members behaving badly? You mean news of members behaving badly? Where's Chatty Daddy? You know? Anyways, rewind episodes. After well over a decade doing this, Richie T has a massive log of episodes that aren't readily available. That is, unless you're a Patreon saint. Oh, shit. Right? Get full access by joining us. We also do a lot of fun things throughout the year, including live tweeting every general conference session and more. Stay tuned. Come on in, take a seat by us on the back row, and afterward, enjoy some refreshments. Surely they're healthy because we'll bless the sugar out of the cookies, right? Oh my God. I just cringed really bad. Don't bless anything, okay? Ugh. Tip, don't let Richie T hear you calling it a podcast, okay? Interested in sponsoring a Rewind episode? Reach out. We'll use just one sponsor per month. Contact theculturalhall.com. Find us online and all the places, and there's all the places. Join the Back Row Facebook group. Join us on Patreon. Richard T. Stedman, who's the founder, affectionately known as Richie T, is a multifaceted figure in the Utah media landscape. He's a seasoned radio producer. Isn't that what Trish was? Who brought his fresh perspective and humor to the popular X96 show, The Radio from Hell. And then you have Radio Free Mormon. For many years. Richie T's interests extend far beyond the studio. He's passionate scholar of Mormon history and a dedicated husband. Richie T cut his teeth on the airwaves while studying at Southern Utah University. You know who else was a DJ? Lori's brother, Adam. He honed his skills as a DJ and show choir member, laying the groundwork for his future radio and DJ careers. That choir thing, oh my God, I forgot the name of the church choir. Anyways, Richie T's talents go beyond entertainment. He harbors a deep fascination with Mormon history, delving. Don't you know? Don't we delve here? Because Lauren probably typed this into its intricacies and sharing his insights with his fellow Latter-day Saints. The Cultural Hall, his show in podcast form, serves as a platform for thoughtful discussions on historical and current church topics, offering a fresh perspective on the Mormon faith. His infectious enthusiasm, dedication to his craft, another interesting word, and love for learning make him a unique figure in the Utah and broader Mormon community. As he continues to navigate the dynamic world of radio, podcasting, and delve into the fascinating tapestry, another word used by frickin' Julie Rowe all the time, of Mormon history, one thing remains certain: Richie T's story is far from over. Interested in his podcasting workshops or have him produce, and remember how she said that she was like the oh my God, she was the reason that Rex and Adam and Megan, all the Connors and the podcast, remember that shit? I wonder, interested in his podcasting workshops or having him produce and or narrate your audiobook? Reach out, contact theculturalhall.com. And I remember Megan referring to this guy, Richie T, as Culch, and like short for Cultural Hall. I don't know where I saw that or where she was collabing at the time. Oh my gosh, let me go over there so I can see your comments because I don't know what to make. Huh? I don't know. I don't know what that's saying. Crusha, it's fascinating how reporting on your family is only a problem when certain people do it. The rest of true crime apparently gets a free pass. Eventually, this topic has to end. I don't quite know what you're insinuating there. Or if that's, I don't even know. Like, I need to end it or what? It's also interesting that she shit talks my family, and where's the shit talk about everybody else? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be here. Fun. Yeah. Just, you ain't got to be here. And it's not just a problem. And it's, yeah, it is a problem when Lauren does it. Okay. It's turned out to be a whole hell of a problem. So anyways, for information about the best DJ in Utah, check out the website or email him at the address above. This is Megan Mitchell, host. Megan Mitchell is a host here and also the creator and host of her own show, The Little Lessons Podcast. Megan was born and raised in Beaverton, Oregon until moving to Rexburg, Idaho to attend BYU. She started off as a history major and quickly realized that she only likes memorizing pop culture and movie facts rather than facts that would help her get an A in American heritage. A major in communications with a minor in modern dance made a lot more sense. Circumstances did not allow Megan to graduate college the first time around, but she is now student at Ensign College via BYU pathway, finishing her degree in applied communications. Holy cow. Oh, looky there. Annette Lyon. She has her own she writes true crime books. And she's Mormon, active. I just recognized her face right away. Okay, Covenant Communications. Just looking. I don't feel like reading all these, but I mean, this is Little Lessons Podcast. This is the News Wizard, TCH's old guy host, and has lived in North Carolina for 32 of the last 35 years and 3 years in the Toronto, Canada area. Shout out to Canada, Toronto. A self-professed church culture nerd, he's studied on the job growing up in the Bay Area, summers on the farm in Lakeshore, Utah, high school in London, UK. Wow, mission in Haiti. That's crazy. BYU, worked in New York, grad school in North Carolina, all while serving in every possible calling and assignment below stake presidency, including recent awesome years with YSAs. His wife, kids, son-in-law, and daughter-in-law are some of the best friends and strongest critics, and he likes it that way. His favorite episodes are anything with Brother Kyle, topics on the edge of the church, and anytime, wouldn't that be the fringe? Topics on the edge of the church. And anytime you get to hear Richie T laugh. With zero Pioneer stock. She's a lifer. Okay. Meaning she's listened to every episode, including the early unnumbered articles of news ones and that are hard to find unless you're a Patreon supporter. Okay. Charmin. Okay, we got Andrew Mayer. He's the host of, I guess, Tales of Paperboy. Oh, Christmas book. Okay, Andrew the Mayor is a Utah native living in Texas. When he's not traveling for work, he's often writing fiction. I'm just saying that because I remember whenever going to the kids celebrate, their memorial in Rexburg. It was during Chad's trial, and so I went to Rexburg, and then I traveled with my parents. Vehicle. We drove back to Boise. And instead of going to see Chad at his trial, I stayed home with my mom, which was so much better. And I just watched on TV. And then I came back home. But I remember Megan coming by after the ceremony, and she gave Larry a book, and it's called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And it's like a Cajun French culture. You know what I mean? Like it speaks in Kunas basically. And he read it, and I thought I recorded it, but my phone ran out of space. Anyways, but I noticed that other people, she might have gifted them for other people is what I'm saying. I don't know. Just kind of curious. Let's see. And more memorial and Brother Kyle, former host. Wait. I wonder. Well, okay. He died in 2022. He was diagnosed. I'm sorry. In 2022, he was diagnosed with bulbar onset ALS and given months to live. He and his sweetheart Colleen married weeks later, and he lived long enough to celebrate an anniversary with her. That's so sad. But at least they got their one year, I guess. You know what I mean? It's so interesting. So sad. Anyways. Sorry, I'm just I know I'm being very slow right here, but I'm just trying to take it all in. I didn't see Lauren though. Tabernacle Choir. That's the name of it. The Language of Heaven. Didn't they say where did I see that? The Language of Heaven. Was that just now in that video? These articles introduce the founders of Cultural Hall podcast and explain Lauren Matthias' involvement as a journalist and co-host. Okay.
Whether it's citizen journalists now are really important. That's all of you. Because it used to be that we only learn the news from official journalists like myself. But now we have what are called citizen journalists. And that's each one of you right here, sharing everything you share on YouTube or social media or TikTok. And as citizen journalists, you have that responsibility because you can affect what your friends think, what a stranger across the ocean thinks. And so this responsible journalism, I also just want to point out, if some of you are sitting here thinking, well, I don't want to be a journalist, you're all journalists today. That didn't used to be the case when I was growing up. That wasn't the case when your parents were growing up. Journalists were journalists, but now you guys are all journalists with me. Whatever you think and write. So it's so important to be responsible journalists.
Wow. Okay. That was a gem, a hidden gem.
We need an ambulance.
Oh no. So when was this? This was Lauren Matthias, a journalist, podcaster, and HIS parent, I guess. Visited our MS students during reading, whatever. Henderson International School. Prestigious private education with personalized learning. Lauren Matthias, a journalist, podcaster, and HIS parent. Okay. Visited our MS students during reading week last week. Hashtag responsible journalism. Her presentation emphasized responsible journalism as well as the importance of recognizing the difference between fact and opinion when consuming media. Okay, not reporting on it, but when consuming it. She explained how various social media platforms have enabled the creation of citizen journalism, which can lead to an abundance of information, but also makes it more important than ever. Oh shit. More important than ever. God dang it. I don't need help getting lost. Makes it more important than ever to take time when processing information and assessing sources. Nevada Reading Week 2024, journalism, citizen journalism, fact versus opinion, March 2nd, 2024. Wow. Okay. Let me grab this link. Let me copy it. Let's one more time.
You can affect what you're. We will all be people that receive information from journalists. Whether it's citizen journalists now are really important. That's all of you. Because it used to be that we only learned the news from official journalists like myself. But now we have what are called citizen journalists. And that's each one of you right here, sharing everything you share on YouTube or social media or TikTok. And as a citizen journalist, you have that responsibility.
Yeah, I know.
Because you can affect what your
Yeah.
friends think, what a stranger across the ocean thinks. And so this responsible journalism, I also just want to point out that if some of you are sitting here thinking, well, I don't want to be a journalist, you're all journalists today. That didn't used to be the case when I was growing up. That wasn't the case when your parents were growing up. Journalists were journalists, but now you guys are all journalists with me. Whatever you think and write. So it's so important to be responsible journalists.
Stop. I hate these things. Okay, let me get back to this because that's where I got it. The public information, right? I just want to make that clear. Oh, did I just click out of it on accident? No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, I clicked into a whole nother area. Okay, the Cultural Hall podcast is this other one. Oop. Okay, so it just has their episodes from Apple. I want to know. I mean, I'll take a look at it. Maybe, I don't know if Jay will go over it tomorrow, digging into it a little more. The language of heaven. I just remember somebody saying that. I don't know if it was on that video. This one. I don't know if it was on here.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Well,
It's going to go down and then so there's that too.
25. Excuse me. Let me turn my phone volume off. Forgive me.
And I just want to say this to that, I forget the name, whatever Stone, Carolyn Stone that came in here earlier. Would you not be upset if under the guise my parents were given this anonymity, this vault? You're safe here. Your information is safe here. Colby too. Okay. And then turns out they talked a lot of mad shit on you and your family and the one of the dead family members, you know, that the victims as of right now. Okay. Would you not be upset? And of course of course it's bad reporting in my case. I don't have any other damn, experiences for her to exploit unless you want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, why come in here like that? That pisses me off now. It's like, don't come in here and tell me what I need to be freaking reviewing. When if Carolyn is a gem, then she's reviewing my family's crime wide open, just picking it apart. And so you can be in there and it's okay for you to, for us to hear, for you to hear, for you to consume the way the kids' bodies were found, the way Tammy's bodies, all that stuff. You can hear all the gruesome shit and the loin fire, but you don't come in here with that shit. I don't go over there. So anyways, whatever.
Yeah. So we will be there. We'll be there.
So be a little more forward. Okay. So we ain't got to sit there and figure out if you're being passive aggressive or not.
So we'll have to continue. I say the LDS members, unfortunately, continue to create true crime content. So I probably will be seeing you a lot, Radio Free Mormon, RFM in 2025 too, because we need your expertise in the law.
Well, thank you. I'd be happy.
Isn't that what Megan asked Radio Free Mormon this year? Expertise in the law of Lori Vallow? Oh my God.
Happy to join and help.
And he didn't remember her. He was like, nope.
We're seeing it.
Did y'all know that John Pryor actually reached out to John DeLynn? And then John DeLynn said that he reached out to Radio Free Mormon and that, to John Pryor reached out, which is Chad Daybell's defense attorney, and wanted for sure John DeLynn to possibly testify as an expert witness in Chad's trial. And then John says he turned around and asked Radio Free Mormon, and he relayed what Radio Free Mormon said, and it was an explicit that he said, fuck no. Okay. I'll try and find that clip. So I'm just saying.
Again, she's managing to get the brown nosing in right up front. Good job, Lauren.
Any way I can, wherever there's cops beating up a guy, I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, we've got, let me just, so we have Vallow in February. We have James Craig coming up. He's the dentist in Colorado who is charged with murdering his beautiful wife and mother of many children. We have
He's the one who poisoned her.
Yes, poisoned. The LDS family in Colorado. That's coming up. I plan to be at that trial. We have the Shanna Gardner case out of Florida. She is the daughter of the MLM Stampin' Up founders. Sterling.
Another LDS case, probably.
And Shelley Gardner.
Junie, do you want to come over and say hi? Should mommy turn your shower on? You want to take your shower now? Yeah?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to turn on the shower. I'm right here.
In the country, Jose Baez. He was Harvey Weinstein's attorney, as well as Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony was found not guilty, and they have hired Jose Baez to make sure that their daughter gets away with her charges for allegedly murdering her ex-husband over a custody battle. So those are just 3 LDS crimes that you and I will be talking about in 2025. So I hope you're
wonderful. Ready. I look forward to it. It's a date.
Just 3 LDS crimes that the new hip LDS church is, going to pay me to cover.
It's a date. And I realize, thank you. And I realize that crime is not jolly and hopeful. It is my life. It is my world. It is what we do here in the Matthias home. So forgive me for bringing this into, into the Christmas Eve chat. But I do want to just say this. I was sitting here backstage waiting.
I think she's saying that because one of them is a lawyer. I think that's why she's saying.
Yeah, you're right.
And again, so grateful. Is that the cultural hall?
Pay no attention to him.
No, is that
distinctly different in this one? She's more kind of like swaggery, in my opinion. She's got a little more confidence. She hasn't been knocked down a few notches. She's not talking about loving yourself no matter what. And even if everyone hates you, basically, you got to push through and love yourself. She's just not doing that.
What did you say, Cultural Hall? I'm in charge of the comment.
It sounds like you runs out of
something about that murder was right here by me here in Florida. It's practically a confession, damn it. Screenshot that.
Who is on the Cultural Hall? Who's running that? Is that
I'm allowed to tell you that.
Is that Richie? Is that Richie T?
Yes, that's exactly who it is. It's Richie T. Stedman.
Yeah, you're thinking of something different. There's 2 cultural halls. Just like
well, there are 2 cultural halls.
Yeah, there's one is a radio thing, and the other one is a content another place. He's got his own podcast on YouTube, and he's got
Lauren cracked the bill.
It's not the original. So there's the original Cultural Hall podcast, and then there's
correct. Yeah. These are 2 different things. They're both entertaining, and
that really threw me. Is that Richie T? I mean, where?
Absolutely.
So I have to ask, because did you know this is a little thing that I don't always actually like to admit, but Richie T and I started the Cultural Hall together.
Are you kidding me?
No. So hey, if that.
What is the Cultural Hall? You guys, do you know what the Cultural Hall is? I don't know what it is they're talking about. What is she laying claim to?
Thing, and the other one is a content another place. He's got his own podcast on YouTube, and he's got
Lauren cracked the bill.
It's not the original. So there's the original Cultural Hall podcast, and then there's
yeah. These are 2 different things. They're both entertaining, and
that really threw me. Is that Richie T? I mean, where?
Absolutely.
So I have to ask, because did you know this is a little thing that I don't always actually like to admit, but Richie T and I started the Cultural Hall together.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Right. We're going to have to look at what the cultural hall is. Somebody said it's a Mormon podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The Cultural Hall podcast, The Language of Heaven.
There it is.
Dr. Trina Boyce by Richie T.
You mentioned
episodes.
that. Okay.
If there's any videos.
So it has nothing to do, at least according to what's known so far, with Lauren. I thought that's what I heard earlier, but it's not. Sorry. Let's just follow this along.
It is time for another episode of the Cultural Hall.
Is this it? Because it only has 831 subscribers.
Yeah.
Is this it? Oh, just me. I'm so glad you're here. I was worried yesterday. I know you said something. This isn't just me, but a little upset about not wearing too much heat behind. It's good to see you.
Okay.
Is this it, you guys?
Allegedly.
Because what? Let me go back. Because there could be more than one cultural hall.
It's time for another.
Let me see. 313 videos and only 831 subscribers. That's a lot of work not to get up to 1,000 yet. Let's see if they have any of her older ones.
I don't
2
remember
years
if she found any or
ago.
not. She runs across John and Lauren, though.
She's saying she started this podcast, huh?
Which is interesting. 2014. Thinking about when Tim Ballard started out with his organization.
Let's look at the first one they have done and see how well it's.
And some other things.
Let's see if she's in there. I don't want to get copyright stricken for the audio. Well, I don't see her name anywhere. I mean, she could pop up any minute now. Any minute she could be popping up.
It tends to do that. It just pops up. You're like, oh, okay.
But it's probably not like ingredients. They don't, put the main people up at the front, right?
And she don't like to be involved at the front level. She's
I don't see anything.
A few degrees of separation.
Unless I missed it. Single LDS moms, that sounds like her, but she's been married for too long. This was only 2 years ago.
Again, though, till 2016? She might have been married to the other guy. I'm not sure.
Carnival Girl, that sounds like her.
Didn't mean to laugh out loud. Okay.
Wait, is that her?
No, that's a guy. Oh, yeah, she's flipping through.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to everyone coming in. Be sure to hit that like button on your way in and the subscribe.
Brad Pitt called. He wants a warning if the tongue is coming. He needs more than my sock.
A tongue is coming. He needs.
Oh, yeah. It's a tongue lashing. Lashing.
Oh my gosh, my buttons are sticking. Okay. Let's go back.
Man, there's some motorcycles. Really loud. Like they travel in packs. Did I ever tell y'all that I got in a bad motorcycle accident in 2014? It was horrible. Took me forever to get skin to grow back on my hands and my palm. Oh my gosh. I lost my helmet. Still never found it to this day. I haven't been looking for it, but could not find it. okay, while she's looking for that, I just found this that I wanted to show you guys. And so, these are just from along the journey. And I just found it interesting, just around the December 2023 time. And it says, for our podcast listeners, we will have new episodes for you very soon. We are currently working on catching up our podcast listeners with so much. Thank you for your kind words after Dr. John's loss. He is grieving the loss of his dear mom, and he shares his gratitude. It has meant a lot to him. We'll let you know when our next hidden hour is as soon as we know, most likely tomorrow, so stay tuned. What I found odd about this was the wording, thank you for your kind words after Dr. John's loss. This is her mother-in-law. He is grieving, not we are grieving, but he is grieving the loss of his dear mom. And he shares his gratitude, not we. It has meant a lot to him. Again, not them. It just, to me, I was like, wow, that's pretty telling, in my opinion. But what do I know? Let me try and skip to Malou here. Oh, I think she had internet problems now that I'm remembering. Let's scoot. She got to get everything back up. My bad. Oh
I hope this isn't going to be.
Writing it as I was backstage. And I actually was just finishing writing it as I was backstage. And so I want to say this through our work, I've attended, I'll say this, too many trials this year. It is
Wait,
hard.
she's just finishing up her Christmas
on Christmas Eve
card.
Yeah.
Wouldn't she already have her Christmas cards out? So is this pre-recorded then? Was that one that she did, we just watched, was it pre-recorded? And I know people say it was a live, but you can pre-record lives. You can pre-record it and have it stream as a live. You can
And
do
not
that.
a premiere, yeah.
To see and hear what we see every day. But I wrote, through our work, we have met many dear friends whose lives have been torn apart by the crimes of others. And we are continually reminded of the miraculous human spirit and the realization that love always transcends hate and destruction. Hope remains strong in our family, and we send our most sincere hope to all of you for the holidays and New Year's. Warmly, Lauren, John, and Banks Matthias.
That is so nice.
She just
Yes.
said
It's so interesting that she puts herself first, Lauren, John, in whatever she said,
her name, her kid's name.
Son's name. It sounded like she said Grayson. But it is interesting that because a lot of times women that are married, they'll put the man, her, them, and the son. But that's very interesting. But she is the breadwinner. She is the breadwinner.
And 3 little bloody fingerprints.
Yes. And then we all seal it with, and then you never know what's going to be on our envelope, right?
It's the personal touch. You don't get a lot of that nowadays.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming on, Lauren. Merry Christmas to you. I look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Okay, let me pause. I just found this one and I can't move on until I, can show it. This was something that I found very telling. I was traveling back from Phoenix after Lori's sentencing in Arizona. And this is when she did her interview with Nancy Jo Hancock, who was on a date the night with my uncle Charles the night before he was murdered. And she testified in his case. Remember, she said, don't flatter yourself, Lori, basically. So I think this is the clip, but
you've told me a few other things that you guys talked about. And I want to go back to one thing that I thought was interesting, or it hit me. Okay. It was about Colby's wedding. Charles talked to you about something about Colby's wedding and Tylee.
So I'll tell you how that conversation came about.
Tell me how the
Charles was sending me pictures, pictures of himself, pictures of JJ, pictures of his family. And he sent me a picture that was of Colby's wedding. And I knew that he had a daughter, Tylee, we talked about her, but she wasn't in the picture. And so I was very confused looking at this picture. And so when we talked next, I was like, why isn't your daughter in the picture? I'm so confused. And he said that she had gone on some kind of a trip, but in his opinion, and this is what he told me, that he thought that Lori had sent her away because he was embarrassed of her. No, sorry. Lori had sent her away because she was embarrassed of her and purposely had her come back after pictures were over. And
I don't think this is
so she came late to
yes,
the wedding.
Yes.
That's
And
a
she was
wedding.
late because Lori wanted her to miss photo.
That was Charles' opinion. That was Charles' opinion when I was asking him why Kylie was not in the picture.
So sad.
Okay,
She
so I'm
was
close.
beautiful.
She was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Maybe it's here.
Opinion. That was Charles' opinion when I was asking him why Kylie was not in the picture.
So sad. And she was so beautiful.
She was so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Charles said that it seemed to him that Charles loved Colby and Tylee, and it seemed to him that when things were going good with Colby, Lori would throw a wrench in it and cause a problem so that there was a problem between he and Colby on purpose. And that then she would love coming to the rescue, that she would come to the rescue. And the same with Tylee. That when things were going good with Tylee and they were getting along, that Lori would throw a wrench into things and then she would ride to the rescue and save the day.
I remember you telling me that too. That was a really profound thing that you told me too, that he said that she was always trying to come to the rescue, or like would almost create chaos.
That's exactly how I said it. She would create chaos so that she could come uncreate the chaos.
Be the hero.
Yes.
I know that abusers will often create problems to get a reaction so that you look like the problem or that they look like the solution. Yes. So that is a really interesting.
Yeah. And I think that he was seeing that in greater hindsight as things had gone south with he and Lori, and as she had left 78 days starting in the beginning of January, and he was watching this destruction of his family. I think that he had recognized a lot of what she had done in hindsight as well.
Yeah.
It broke his heart. It was very sad for him.
Yeah, it is sad that he probably, what is like, she was creating a lot of conflict.
Yes.
Consistently, constantly.
Yes.
Yeah. And we know that. That's true.
And
he felt it. He sensed it.
He said she.
Okay. I think this is it. But I'm just breaking in so that I can be in accordance with fair use YouTube policy.
He did that with his older boys, with Cole and Zach as well.
Oh, my heart goes out to all of them. Let's go back to this police investigation, Nancy Jo, because I'm surprised I didn't reach out to you for so long. Like I said, your number, you were texting him.
I mean, in every true crime I show, the last person that sees someone alive is a pretty important person in a case. And
I know.
I was like, well, maybe the true crime shows are wrong that I watch, and it's not in a fight.
Right.
I know. So
knowing his demeanor the night before he supposedly was so angry the next morning.
Okay, hold on. God dang, it's got to be one of these. Maybe it's here.
Could not miss. And I said, so I couldn't testify.
Oh, shit.
Miss. And I said, so I couldn't testify these days. And then she said, I believe we'll have you testify this day. And that's when I did end up testifying. In hindsight, when I look at it, it looked to me like, because I'm a true crime junkie and I watch trials, it looked to me like she did some business and then she brought in a little personal to lighten things up. That's my opinion.
Prosecutor.
Okay. So then after, you had this mic drop moment. Don't flatter yourself. It was many people's favorites.
You want to know what else I thought was even maybe as good or better?
Tell me. Tell me. Yes.
So after July 10th, did you have any further contact with my husband? No, he was dead.
He was dead. That was the first thing I thought. You said, that's what she said. After July 10th, did you have any contact with my husband?
I wish I could tell.
You should have said, yes, I had a near-death experience.
And then when she said,
I've had 3.
So did you know that I didn't know he was dating? And then I got to say, well, you knew you were having an affair. So he told you that? Yes, he did.
And while you were plotting his murder, he went on a date.
I mean, she just lobbed me some great softballs, and I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
I didn't say nearly all of the things I wanted to say, not even a fraction.
What did you want to say?
This.
Well, I would love to have said, when she said, you date married men, I would love to have said, well, I don't murder my husband and murder his wife and murder my kids and bury them in his backyard. But yes, I did go on a dinner date with Charles. I would love to have said that.
That would have been great.
Wouldn't it?
It would have been
It
beautiful.
would have caused a mistrial, though.
Would have caused a mistrial.
I know. And I didn't
And
want
you
to
can
cause
say
a
it now.
mistrial.
This is your moment.
I said it.
They all
You
look
said it.
alike.
Yeah,
All the clips.
Did Trina K say anything about that? Don't flatter yourself line after?
She came in when they took me in, and I had to come back in after lunch. She says, you'll be on TV tonight.
And indeed you were.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought that was going to be easy, but it's not. Oh,
that was
same one. Try this one.
Is asking me if I date married men.
And now
I was driving and
Very
doing
strong
it.
feelings is an understatement.
Is an understatement. And you can share your strong feelings here that, we're good.
And then you have to walk up there and be in front of her. Did she tell you what she was going to ask? Like, like
nervous, and then she started with the "Do you date married men?" hypocrisy, and then
Only up
and
to
who
there. I mean, see.
anything close to what she was wearing.
So you're like, just watch the trial and tell me what she wears each day,
Uh-huh.
which is pretty easy because it's on rotation.
But I knew she was wearing dark colors, so I purposely wore pale pink because I wanted to wear something different than she was wearing. And that's really. I mean, I did go back and watch every minute of the trial after I had testified because I knew I could then, but for that purpose. And I mean, clearly I look very different than Lori. I'm very dark, and I mean,
you're not blonde.
I'm not blonde, right? And I don't wear a Shih Tzu ponytail.
Let me try here.
So I would have driven the train through the.
I think this is it. Maybe. I hope. I do this to Jason too all the time. I'm like, it's right here.
Persisting in what did we talk about? I wanted to say, we didn't talk about anything that you would want to hear. It was nothing that you want to hear me repeat to you. But I instead looked at Judge Boreski and said, can I do a narrative? And he said, let's have a sidebar. So
I wish she'd have kicked the damn door.
I wish I would have driven the train through the open hole that she gave me, because I could have laid down so many unbelievable things that Charles had told me. Oh, that you and Alex were trying to kill him, that you were having an affair with Chad Daybell, that he knew you were sending him videos, that he knew you had written a false email, that he suspected that you had something to do with Joe Ryan's death. Because I could have laid down so many unbelievable things that Charles had told me. Oh, that you and Alex were trying to kill him, that you were having an affair with Chad Daybell, that he knew you were sending him videos, that he knew you had written a false email, that he suspected that you had something to do with Joe Ryan's death. I mean, I could have laid down a lot of things. And I mean, I guess she did stop me when I was saying nice things about Charles. So I guess she could have stopped me when I was saying those things about her as well. But I might have just kept talking, even if she tried to stop me.
And she didn't catch it. She didn't catch that part. That's huge to me.
That he knew you had written a false email, that he suspected that you had
Great. Written a false email. Lori, right? Gave her
something to do with Joe Ryan's death.
That.
I mean, I could have laid down a lot of things. And I mean, I guess she did stop me when I was saying nice things about Charles. So I guess she could have stopped me when I was saying those things about her as well. But
I just let you see the transition.
Even if she tried to stop me.
Yeah. It was just such a brilliant mic drop moment though when you said that. Don't flatter yourself.
Well, it wasn't planned. It just
came out. I know it was honest. It was just a very honest moment.
Then just no looping back to be like, wait, what? Charles, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyways. All right. Let me go see what y'all are saying. Yeah, I wasn't the 9-hour live. Nancy Jo was in her. Yeah, she was. I was too. I know. So again, I go back to that person that came in saying that eventually we're not going to be talking about this anymore. I mean, right? Right? But not right now. Right now I'm having to question every freaking thing that Lauren and John touched. Okay? Because I'm reviewing it now with the lens of what has been revealed, what Lauren revealed herself. Nobody did it. Lauren kicked that door in. So, I mean, that's what happens when you're manipulated and there's people orchestrating shit in the background, and you have to go and you question everything. Yeah, I do. I don't know if that's not normal. It's pretty normal. For me, at least in this situation. I've done it with Lori and Chad too. Like, I'm questioning everything. I'm examining everything. Yeah. I mean, combine that with what we learned this week from the text drop where, it's apparently been articulated to Lauren via, I'm sure, text and or communication with Rex, Uncle Rex. Not my Uncle Rex, but he goes by Uncle Rex, basically, which is Lori's Uncle Rex, and how Edgar made an appearance again this week, or, in those text messages. And it seems like, when I ran it through my chat GPT, Now question true crime. Now got to search them all. I know. But yeah, running it through Chat GPT, I had to just kind of get it to break it down for me, just to make sure I'm not jumping to conclusions, right? Because I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it's exactly where my mind went. Let me look it up real quick. Edgar, another hitman, right? Okay, so let me see. I found it, and I'll click all over in just a second. Oh my gosh. So based on the text provided, Lauren is recounting a complex game of telephone hearsay that originated with a specific sinister claim. Here is the breakdown of the information chain and the dark implication regarding Edgar and Joe Ryan. The chain of command, the information flow. This is how the information traveled from the source to the Facebook group chat, which is Lauren. Lauren was the source of the text of the information. She spilled it onto a Facebook group chat. It's a classic hearsay chain spanning 5 people. The source is Edgar. Okay. The action, Edgar speaks directly to Lori, according to this text provided by Lauren. You know, it's her words. The message, you can thank me for Joe Ryan. Then the first link is Summer. Summer tells Rex's daughter what Edgar said. So Lori tells Summer. Summer tells Rex's daughter. Rex's daughter tells Rex. Rex tells Lauren. You understand? Lauren types this out to a Facebook group. You can thank me for Joe Ryan. Given the context clues and the rest of the message, the implication is highly sinister. That's just adding to the other ones that are already there, y'all. Edgar was, from my understanding, a fling, an alleged fling of Summers. I don't know. At first, I thought he was an old high school boyfriend, but I heard different. You know, after that, I don't know if it's true or not. But I mean, he's in the police report. Okay, he's in the fucking police report. Chandler, about the Tesla incident. When Lori and Summer are texting one another, Summer texts Lori and she says, "Oh, did you hear about the Tesla incident?" And basically, have you heard Brandon got shot at? Brandon Boudreaux? And Lori's like, "What Tesla? The Tesla company or the Tesla the car?" She's playing dumb. And so Summer proceeds to tell her that somebody shot at Brandon and it must be him, Brandon, you know, making it look like that, making it like staging that he got shot at so he could pin it on Alex and Melanie. That, I mean, I was just like, what? Okay. So it's like, and so they kind of went back and forth. And then Lori was like, well, where's Edgar? Okay. This is the alleged hitman, according to this other text message leaked by, you know, that Lauren talking shit about everybody that came out this week. And, you know, saying you can thank me for Joe Ryan to Lori. Edgar tells it's very confusing. I know it's like, but I'm sure you'll get it. I'm just making it more complicated probably. So given the context clues and the rest of the message, the implication is highly sinister. Joe Ryan is dead. Lauren mentions earlier she had talking points when Joe died, meaning Lori, I guess. Taking credit. When someone says you can thank me for blank in the context of that person's suspicious or recent death, they are usually claiming responsibility for the death. The verdict. The text implies that Edgar killed or arranged the death of Joe Ryan and was bragging about it or holding it over Lori's head. Okay. And so the text exchange between, let me pull it up. Oh, God dang it. I hate when I don't have things right here in front of me. FOIA files. All right, let me search inside the document if I can from here. Okay, let me search and I'll switch you to the screen. Well, I did already anyways. Oh wait, I need to switch my aspect, I think. Search Edgar. So here it is. In both of Lori's accounts, she had regular communication. Let me scoot that up. With her sister Summer, who was listed as in her phone as Sum. The number linked to Summer was redacted. Summer also shared Lori's religious beliefs. On 10/7/2019 at 13:04 hours, Summer sent Lori a message asking if she already knew about the Tesla incident. So Summer to Lori, hey girl, you know about the Tesla incident? Lori responded at 15:51 hours, indicating that she did not know. So this is 5 days after Brandon Boudreaux was shot at. And 2 days before Tammy was shot at, and then 12 days before they ultimately killed her. Okay. Lori responded at 15:51 that she did not know. Summer asked if she could call or text. Lori was like, she just text me to Summer. So the following is a text string as it appears. Summer says, an incident that supposedly happened to Brandon. Sounds highly suspicious. Lori says, Brandon's Tesla or the Tesla company? Summer says, Brandon's. He claims someone shot at him and shot the window to his Tesla a few days ago. Police are looking into it. Summer then says, I think he is trying to set Al, which is Alex, up or make a future hit on Mel. Make him look innocent. Okay. Knowing him, but who knows knowing him? Sounds suspicious to me. Lori says, maybe it was Edgar. Where is he? And I mean, Joe Ryan was found April 3rd, 2018 in advanced decomposed state in his apartment in Phoenix. Okay. Summer says, with all these freaking emojis are important with this group. Okay. That's my take. And using the male female symbol is something that Lori and Chad did too in the group with Zalima and the other ladies, the other 7 gatherers. I doubt it was him. He wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually makes things look like natural causes, but I don't know where he is or what he is doing. That's the alarming one. Okay. I doubt it was him. He wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually makes things look like natural causes. So this, if I'm reading into this now, this makes me think that Summer was not aware of Lori and Chad's plan to shoot Alex. Okay. I mean, I'm not shoot Alex, shoot Brandon. This makes me think that, if Summer's saying, I doubt it was Edgar, he wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. Meaning like he was the shooter, if Edgar was the shooter, he wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. And he makes things usually look like natural causes, which is how Joe Ryan died. But I don't know where he is or what he's doing. Summer then sent another message. He has a message to me on his Smule page, but I haven't responded. Summer then forwarded Lori an image of an unknown subject on music recording app Smule with the username of XZZYZX. It is suspected that this was Edgar. Searching Smule through Lori's iCloud account, I discovered that she was using this app to send songs or communicate with Chad Daybell as well. Who? Lori or Summer? This was evident in the links that they would send to each other. And then it goes into Boyd Dial. Remember the Boyd Dial thing? Miscellaneous information learned. A new iCloud account was created and wedding photographs were sent to redacted. As indicated above, it was discovered that Chad Daybell was using the cellular phone number of redacted to converse with Lori. The contact linked to this number was Bubby. I mentioned this to Detective Moffitt, and I was informed that investigators in Idaho and Arizona were aware of this. Okay. It'd be nice to get those FOIAs. I was informed that a search warrant was drafted for this number and subscriber information was obtained. Okay. Which was Chad. The account was a prepaid account through Cricket Wireless and was activated on 10/31/2018. The name on the account was Boyd Dial with an address of P.O. Box 405 Mesa, blah, blah, blah. The information indicated that the MSISDN was active from 7/1/2019 to 10/8. So just a day after this text exchange between Summer and Lori, just 6 days after Brandon was shot at. Huh? Yeah, I always do. Whatever you want. Love you. That was Jason. Okay, the information indicate. Okay, blah, blah. Looking at Lori's iCloud account, she entered this number in her contact listed on 7/2. So just days before my uncle was murdered, Chad then started to utilize the phone number on 713, which was the 2 days after Charles was murdered. It is suspected that this is how they started to communicate as a result of Charles finding out about the affair and confronting Lori on 6/29/2019. That don't sound right with the dates, but when did he attain? Okay, hold on. It just threw me off. 7/2, but when was it obtained? Anyways, so yeah, that's all. I mean, as far as that goes, but it's just one of those things where he wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually makes things look like natural causes, but she didn't know where the hell he was, where Edgar was, or what he was doing. Right? Wild.
Insurance policy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you by any chance know if they have? I know they
This
haven't
was
had
interesting to me.
any direct communication, but has there been? What's going on with their dynamic?
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
do you by any chance know if they have? I know they haven't had any direct communication, but has there been? What's going on with their dynamic?
Wow. I do think they've had some communication, not with each other because he's on death row and she's a convicted murderer. So it's kind of complicated. Like they can't just communicate with each other. Even
Right. They'd have to go through people.
They have to go through people. But I have heard that there has been somebody in the middle that has helped them communicate. That's all.
John Pryor?
Lauren?
You know, I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
How about this? This is true. This is true. I genuinely don't know who the third person is. I have my suspicions. And so maybe it's John Pryor. Maybe it's John Pryor.
No, she was too quick to do that.
So
will you text me after this and tell me?
Well, I really don't know. I'm being dead serious. This isn't even like, here's what's crossed my mind.
She's going to
John
grab her
Pryor did
head.
not cross my mind. I was like, maybe Emma kind of crossed my mind.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm being so serious, Annie. I don't know. So like you saying John Pryor, I was like, oh, maybe that's it. But
Bullshit.
yeah, a good source hinted at them communicating through a third party. And she is committed to
How do you know that?
Chad Daybell. What do you think about that, by the way? Do you think she really is? And she is committed to Chad Daybell. What do you think about that, by the way? Do you think she really is? Is this just to like save face, or is she madly and deeply in love?
I don't know.
I think I think she's in love. I think she's disturbed. I think she's so
Get ready for
delusional because
Jupiter's Delight.
at
Yeah.
first I thought, okay, even at her last trial, like she's going to have to go down swinging. She's going to have to like, you know, really sell the bit hard that she was that she believed this, that she truly thought all this was real, even if she doesn't anymore. And I also had thought that maybe she and Chad would flip on each other at some point when they realized how high the stakes were.
You and me both,
and when they
yeah.
didn't. And then especially seeing the Dateline interview recently, just her behavior and what she was saying, I was like, no, I really think she believes this. I think that I don't know what kind of imbalance is happening or if it's just the delusional disorder or what, but I truly think that she believes it. And that's a very scary place to be in mentally, physically, anywhere in that proximity, because that to me is somebody who is very dangerous and capable of who knows what.
I agree with you. It's a reason she needs to be locked up forever. It would increase her risk. Her risk factor goes up according to what, John does.
Big
like
time.
He assesses risk. Like, can someone go out on parole? Can someone, not that she's a convicted murderer, but like my point is what John does, my husband, is assess risk. And her risk is through the roof because of believing in those extreme beliefs.
God.
Like, so going back.
That's one thing. According to today's documents by John and evaluating recidivism or whatever the hell she says, why is she saying it like it's like she just picks up everybody else's qualities or knowledge and then just morphs into it or something.
To your question, would she kill again? Go out on parole? Can someone not? It's a reason she needs to be locked up forever. It would increase her risk. Her risk factor goes up according to what, John does. Like, he assesses risk. Like, can someone go out on parole? Can someone, not that she's a convicted murderer, but like my point is what John does, my husband, is assess risk. And her risk is through the roof because of believing in those extreme beliefs. Like, so going back.
Are they the same beliefs that you believe in? Heavenly Mother?
Back to your question, would she kill again? Yeah, she would kill again if If she needed to, if she was confronted with a mission where she needed to kill again,
With the
then she
mission.
would. So you saw the Dateline episode. That was pretty wild. Have you watched Colby's interview with?
Right. Okay, let me see what other one I pulled up. I need to end it soon.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I know the recording.
2 members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have received letters threatening excommunication from the church.
And disciplinary councils have already been scheduled. Lauren Johnson is live at the Boise LDS
Right, for a way it
Temple to
looks.
tell us what this is all about.
Oh shit.
Yes, Michelle, the 2 members are John DeLynn, who was born here in Boise and now lives in Logan, and Kate Kelly. John DeLynn is known for his Mormon Stories podcast,
Yeah.
and Kate Kelly is the founder of Ordained Women, an organization that believes women should hold the priesthood, something that only men have in the Mormon church. I spoke with both John and Kate
shit.
on the phone today about why
Sorry.
they received the letters. John believes it is because of his Mormon
John and
Stories
Kate.
podcast, which tackles difficult subjects about church history and doctrine, and also his support of ordained women. Kate Kelly said that last month, before receiving this letter, she received another letter, an informal request to take down the Ordained Women website.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I received that letter on May 22nd, and that explicitly said that I needed to take down the website ordainedwomen.org, and I need to publicly disassociate myself from the group, which I have no plans of doing.
This is more of an important decision for the church and its members than for me. I'll still attend church if I'm excommunicated. I'll still also call myself a Mormon if I'm excommunicated. What I worry is that what this does is it sends a message to people who have doubts, who have questions.
Yeah. Right on point, Mom Jeans.
Both John and Kate said they are saddened by the upcoming disciplinary councils and hope that they will not be excommunicated. If John or Kate are excommunicated from the Mormon church, they can become full reinstated members. The church believes that excommunication can
There
be
you
a
go.
pathway to repentance. Coming up at 10, we'll speak a lot more actually with both John and Kate. Find out what the prospect of
I agree.
excommunication
Okay.
means for faith and their family. Live in Boise, Lauren Johnson, Today 6 on your side.
Lauren Johnson. Right. I just found that interesting, you know. I mean, oh yeah, here. This one too.
Kay knows this.
It's just safer for me to go through other people who are reviewing, okay, rather than just putting myself out there to be targeted, to be struck again. So this was interesting, right? And we'll leave on this. I don't know. I'm gonna keep digging into the interesting and maybe hidden ties between John DeLynn and Lauren, because even in the text message that she, you know, talked shit about me basically, even though it was kindergarten shit. This one, where she seems to be involved in meddling in Mormon Stories podcast business affairs, if you ask me. So right here it says, I think the thing that makes me the most mad is that I don't like hypocritical self-righteousness. Kresha and Elmom are great examples, but they are small. So we can be mad, but roll our eyes. These two, talking about Jordan McKay, have a big following and control a subreddit and still act like this. To correct myself, I don't just roll my eyes at Kresha. I find her actions despicable and destructive. I think I can handle it more because her brain doesn't seem to comprehend anything comprehensive. Jordan McKay know better. Mormon Stories made J&K, yet they steal their slides the entire show and call it theirs without shame. And this is just a repeat. Why is she so involved in an ex-Mormon podcast? Is what I'm asking. And like, I want to know when these are from. These didn't come out with Hella or, and you know, her channel, Excited Utterance. These came out before. So I don't know when these were done. It's just interesting. And I made this one too. Lauren Matthias today. This is what I'm saying. You can't, anybody can. You have a Canva account? Yeah, you can recreate things. Lauren talked mad shit about victims, family members in the Daybell case is what I wrote. Just saying. It's not, I mean, they have templates and things like that. So, like when I make my thumbnails, one time I did one with Lauren and Lori Hellis. Oh, let me remove that. And let me see if I can find one real quick. It should be right here at the top. And if it has like a comment pinned across the screen, because it's a screenshot during the stream. I interchanged it for my name instead of the person's name, like it's not to be deceitful. I'm just saying, it's just, these are the tools we have to work with these days, and not everything is nefarious. It's the intention, that people do. Let's see. Come on. Let me show, I'm just trying to pick one. Anyone. Come on, pin a damn comment on the screen. Oh, like this one right here. This is the one that it don't have a comment pinned like right here during the live broadcast. But guess what? I only captured that's Lori Hellis, Lauren Matthias, John Matthias. And I believe that's from when Dr. John got pissed off because Hellis right here cut him off apparently 5 years ago. Whatever. Let's see. I thought these were videos. They not. This was something they sent in. Kay and Larry, your unwavering perseverance in the face of this tragedy is the greatest gift you could ever give your little man and his big sister. We know that JJ and Tylee are grateful for you. We are grateful for you, and we will help you keep fighting for these precious angels that have influenced the world with their light and love. John and Lauren Matthias. Not Dr. John, just John. I just realized. I know it double copies. Sometimes it quadruple copies. Let's see.
I will say this. One of the worst moments I've ever had in 5 years. One of the moments that pissed me off to no end, unlike every other moment on any show I've ever been on. This person was on the show, and somebody, a viewer, asked a question of me that was extremely emotional. And I was pondering the question. You could see I was getting emotional. I was going to give one of the best responses I've ever given. And you know what happened? Because this person couldn't handle the fact that I was getting emotional, they cut me off. They absolutely
didn't have to cut me off.
Cut me off, refused to let me answer because they couldn't handle that emotion in a male, especially in a male, that raw emotion that I was about to express. And I was so angry. If this person wonders why she's not on our channel, you might want to look at yourself.
Wow.
You might want to look at the fact that you cut me off in one of the most critical moments on one of our shows that I've ever had. You might want to look at the fact that people didn't like you. You might want to look at the fact that you spoke over Lauren and myself. You might want to look at the fact that you thought you owned this channel when you didn't. You might want to look at the fact that there was a groundswell of people who despised you. And I will say this, one of the worst moments I've ever had in 5 years.
All right, let's end on this. Okay. Can't handle much more of that. I decided on this one as a send off. If I can find it again, damn it. Where's it at? Right here. Share this tab. And this is what we're going to leave on tonight. And just be looking out for upcoming live stream for me and Jay, Every Day with Jay. If you aren't subscribed to her, go subscribe to her. Look, she just produced something else. It says 37 minutes ago, talking about Scott Mitchell, the unexpected connections. Oh yeah, they are connecting. But anyways, let me grab that link for you so I can share it with you and make it easier. Share. And I'm gonna play this song on the way out. I'm not gonna tell you what it is till we leave, till I play it. Thank y'all so much for being here. He is such a wimpy man and rude. Yes, he is. You spoke over moron and myself, right? My phone cut me off today, right? All the time. That's how me and my family communicate. We do that. That's what we do. Maybe Lauren wanted to keep her on, and Daddy John said, absolutely not. Anything's possible. And true crime is true. Don't you forget it. Let me take this damn banner off. Wherever it is. Let me show this, and then maybe it'll make it go away. Okay, now. I hate them things. I mean, they're not easy to get to is what I'm saying. All right, so justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins. You guys are proof. Happy New Year if I don't see you till next year.